Wayne's World.
Yeah.
The countdown. Yeah. Our intern actually does that.
Yeah.
And we talked about, and that was it.
He was really intrigued.
He adopted it. Yeah.
Stick these on.
Yep.
Yeah. Pop those on. You'll be able to hear us nice.
Yeah. Get comfortable. You'll hear through your headphones everybody's volume. Let me know if you need more or less.
Ooh, these are nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
Did you have headphones in the first one?
We did. Yeah. Yeah. We had the Bose.
Oh yeah, the sound canceling and everything like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, these are nice. I bought a set of Beats just to listen to my music on, and it
Yep.
doesn't sound like this really.
These are like I think they were like $99. And it's just like, oh, we don't need any battery. We don't need anything else. It just, they work.
Yeah.
And they're pretty rugged. I
Sounds
mean,
really clear.
it's over a year old now.
Yeah, I mean, these be best for audio. I think it's kind of good for what we're doing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I bought yeah, whatever.
In the chat room, boys.
What do we got?
Rick Vito and Sam Joey in the chat room.
Sam Joey.
Shouts Sam.
Big shout to those boys.
Um.
I'll pop over once we do the intro.
Okay.
Okay.
Little Joe in the chat.
Little Joe.
Little Joe.
Little Joe.
Not to be confused with Little Joe.
LIL?
Big Joe.
No,
Oh, yeah.
TTLA. Oh. Professional. Doggy details going on.
Who else?
Dude, I'm trying to stay pollen free. It is so hard.
We got it.
Oh my god.
Terrible. All my cars are black too, so imagine my
Yeah.
frustration.
Mine's a nice shade of yellowy green currently. Just washed it Saturday too, so.
Yeah, it's a mess.
It's like, what's that? Fuchsia? Chartreuse? What's that?
Chartreuse.
Chartreuse.
Yeah. Or Verde, you know?
It's a nice shade.
Yeah.
Pull up my notes. You're good audio-wise? You can hear?
I can hear.
Fair?
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds great.
When we do get rolling, these mics are super, like they cut out really,
so
really.
get
Yeah,
close to it.
yeah, and you can move that whole thing, bring it right up to you.
Sweet.
Get nice and
It
comfortable.
swings all around, like whatever you want to get comfortable.
Yeah. Pretty much can say whatever.
I can swear.
Yeah, you can swear. We try to not throw companies directly under the bus just for lawsuits down the line.
Yep, perfect.
But that's about it.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I'm not even gonna
No
say it.
disparaging
I
comments.
don't want to. I don't want to bring anything on us.
Nothing has ever been said that isn't true.
That's true as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Stop spreading that false information out there.
Right.
Kinder in the chat. Tim Connors in the chat. ELJ Photography in the chat. We got a strong chat, boys.
It's filling in.
How we all doing tonight from your boy Sam Joey?
Sam Joey, good guy. That guy. He gets it.
Good guy, that guy.
He gets it. Yeah.
Double first names always get it.
Ted Andrews.
Yeah. Two first names always get it.
Yeah. Pete Thomas.
Just short and sweet to the point. You know, it's like
Doesn't matter. You can pick whatever one you want to call him.
I'll go by Sam or Joey. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't know where the name comes from, but
Yeah. We'll get rolling in a few minutes here.
oh, pull that right off my head.
I got excited. I thought Heartbeat came out with a new flavor the other day,
Really?
but I misread the thing too fast. It was just a new recipe.
Oh,
I said new recipe, but I didn't. I thought in terms of
yeah. New recipe as
Flavor.
like
Yeah,
sauce. Yeah. I know I got to order some more because the ones I took from all the ones they sent us, I'm through them all. The only
Yeah.
one I have left is the Scorpion, and I use that very sparingly.
yeah.
So
Yeah, that one's
it's aggressive.
yeah. it's you got to have the right food to go with it.
It's aggressive.
Yeah. Because that one, I don't necessarily want to throw that on my eggs in the morning.
No.
Yeah, unless I really need to, wake up. I still haven't tried the jalapeno.
This is what I'm gonna order.
Okay.
So I'm gonna order this, another Louisiana style.
Yep.
And then Lion's Mane, which I wanted to try.
Yep. Yeah, that's still the one. I was literally talking to my.
I'm saying Chris is the undisputed best builder of New England.
Who's lying on that?
Phil Can,
Billy Can.
Shouts 4-door Phil.
C10
he's cool.
boy. Yeah.
I love his truck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You gotta egg him on a little bit. He hasn't taken it out in a while. He's been being a little bitch about it.
Oh, really?
He was mad at it the other day.
Yeah.
He posted. Yeah, he was angry post.
Yeah.
The other day.
Oh. You gotta drive it, man. Don't let the thing sit. It's gonna go to shit.
Yeah.
Jokes on Tony Smith. There is no firewall of Canada. Only wall in the woods.
In the woods.
Was he there today? Yeah.
No.
No. Okay. I just didn't know if you rolled up with Nick or something like that.
No, Nick did good.
Was he out there with the E36?
No, he was there with his people.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I
that's
forgot
right.
he even had that thing.
Forget he bought that. Yeah, let's get this
Yeah,
moving.
yeah, let's go. All right, ready? Let me hit record. Okay, go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Josh Garcia, and this is the Revival Motoring Podcast. As always, I'm joined by Chuck Hu
I'm a holocha.
and Corey.si.
Hello, hello.
On this week's episode, we have Mr. Chris Cerce from Chris Cerce Customs and Studio. Welcome, sir.
How you guys doing? Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming to hang out. It is episode 150 of the podcast. And although it's not a major milestone, it's still, a good one.
It's pretty major.
One that we figured, all right, this kind of makes sense. Chris was the first guest on the podcast. And I have a little bit, let me hope this works, of let's take a little wander down memory lane.
Oh boy, what do you got?
This is the first episode of the Revival Motoring Podcast. We're sitting down with Chris Cerce from Chris Cerce Customs. I thought it would be a good idea to ask him how everything came to be. His shop's pretty well known around the area, and he's certainly always busy. So, yeah, we're going to cover that stuff. So here we go. Welcome, Chris.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
So that's it. That was from the very first episode. It's quite.
That was day one?
It's quite crazy. Yeah, that was recorded at Chris's shop. Holy smokes, 21, sometime in 2018. I want to say that was probably close to June of 2018.
Wow.
Because I was looking when we first posted the episode with Chuck and I, that was August of 2018. So that would have been June, July-ish time frame where I recorded that with you. And then probably a couple weeks later put it out just in anticipation for the first issue of the magazine coming out. So,
That's right.
yeah.
That's right. Awesome.
Cheers, man. It's
Yeah,
cool
man,
to
it's
see.
It's been a fun ride.
Seriously, like especially since then, and we're gonna get into it later. But where you've gone since, and kind of what's in the shop, and it's cool to watch it from afar.
Cool, man. Thank you.
So, before we get rolling, this
Josh,
episode is
we get some reports of some static up on the chat there, some sports radio type interference. Do we remember what that was?
The people from
that's
afar?
like center of the earth.
But how do we fix it last time?
We might be able to get rid of it by plugging the headphones in.
yeah.
Plug the
powering
headphones
them
in and power them on. That might cut it out.
What a wild
Hopefully.
fix.
I know it doesn't make any sense whatsoever, and it's beyond my.
Is it like close a loop or something?
Might isolate it more.
I started watching WandaVision.
I tried.
Really?
I can't. Well, I think I got 2 episodes in, and I'm just like, I don't know.
I'm 4 episodes in. Just to be totally off topic while Chuck
Yeah,
does
yeah,
his
yeah.
best to fix this.
Yeah.
But I'm 4 episodes in of WandaVision. I've been told numerous times, I got to watch it. I get the evolution of the time that happens in there, but man, they should make more shows that are just black and white.
What's it about? I haven't heard.
It's
about
like
It's
superheroes, like Avengers type stuff.
Yeah, and it's just one of the characters from there. Beyond that, I still. That's probably why I couldn't wrap my head around exactly what the hell's happening.
I don't watch all of them, but I kind of get the gist of it.
Yeah.
I kind of watch it more for the entertainment value than really kind of. I've got some friends who are like, "Oh, did you see the Easter egg? And there was a photo in the background of this, and it
Yeah.
happened." It's just not.
See, and that's partially why I'm like, fuck, I should stay more in tune with because I'd enjoy that sort of stuff. But
You're not missing out.
yeah,
What are you missing out on? You're going
What
to
the hell-
dedicate hundreds of hours of your life into watching
the hell did I
superhero
watch?
movies?
Oh no, I texted you boys what I actually watched the other day. All the fucking
Oh, yeah,
documentary
yeah.
stuff, which is just mind blowing anyway.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the WandaVision stuff's pretty cool. But there's like a static that they're finding in the airways. Kat Dennings, shout out to Kat Dennings if you're listening. Just you gotta shoot your
Just in
shot.
case.
You gotta shoot your shot. She's like, oh, there's static, or whatever. She picked up this like TV show out in like the airwaves somewhere,
yeah,
and they like broadcast it through this old television, and it's like the old black and white television show you already watched, but now they're finding it all these years in the future, or at the same time. I don't really know. I haven't really figured that part yet out.
yeah.
So interesting.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe these people want to be a part of it.
I don't know. It could be.
It
or
could
it's
be a
just,
different dimension.
It's just that we're actually picking up a radio station locally. We haven't quite figured out what channel it is yet, but
I wonder if
reports.
we call them and tell them, hey, during these hours,
yeah,
you got to cut it out.
How about now? Is it better?
It says still there,
No,
but
I saw that. How about now?
we can't hear it at all.
I know, but
Yeah,
ask-
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me just hit up the chat.
Yeah.
See what they say. So we'll just keep rolling.
If not, I'm just gonna pull this whole monitor. This is ridiculous that was here and plug it straight in.
What do you got there? What is it still there? Oh, that's Josh saying still there.
You can try. I don't know. That's gonna.
Oh, it's gonna do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can at least monitor that.
Yeah. Well, with those headphones, see, you should be able to hear it with those headphones.
I can't.
Nothing.
These headphones are super loud.
Maybe his headphones are bad.
Yeah. You guys, but I like
From
that.
the
That's funny.
future.
Yeah.
Well, while he's doing that, we're going to continue on. But first, this episode is brought to you by, before we get into the callbacks.
Yeah. Heartbeat hot sauce. As we were conveniently looking at, placed on the table in front of us. Heartbeat hot sauce. Do you know what yesterday was? It was Taco Tuesday.
It was it?
Yeah.
I didn't have tacos.
You didn't have tacos?
No.
Chris, you have tacos?
No.
No, but we did have Mexican food just earlier. So that'll work.
There you go.
We'll pretend it's Taco Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Do you know what goes well on Taco Tuesday?
Any of the heartbeat hot sauces.
Any of them. Except scorpions. A little too aggressive for me. So this episode's also brought to you by Heartbeat Hot Sauce. You boys teamed up with Heartbeat Hot Sauce for a little sponsorship deal, little promotional deal. So you can use code REVIVAL for 20% off. Oh,
I
just-
got it. Yeah, I know.
okay.
This stupid thing can't be.
Okay.
breaking news. We got rid of the static. But back to Heartbeat Hot Sauce.
Yep.
20% off. Code REVIVAL, REVIVAL. Heartbeathotsauce.com. You check them out there. Tell them the voice sent you. It's a little distracted during that. But it's been delicious. I'm fresh out. It's time to re-up.
Yep.
Everyone else, get out there.
Go hit
Re-up.
them up, heartbeathotsauce.com. Again, use code REVIVAL. That's REVIVAL at checkout for 20% off your entire order. So one very unfortunate callback, actually. Over the years, we've talked about many different people. We've had many different guests, things like that. And some of this stuff you can never really kind of imagining happening. But a couple people, one person that I talked about his car, talked about his Civic with some nitrous and stuff way back
Yep,
when.
Okay. Yep.
So both him and a guest we've had in studio, Jordan.
Jordan. Yeah.
So they all lived in the same apartment building. It was actually owned by Jordan and his wife. And Zach was the other party. And that building unfortunately burned down over the weekend. The entire
Really?
building.
Are they all okay?
They are all okay. Everybody made it out, thankfully. All pets included and things like that. But each party lost literally everything. Talking like absolutely everything. They got out with truly the clothes that they were wearing. Zach in particular, it was his 40th birthday. That day, I believe this was Sunday night. So it was his 40th birthday.
Fuck, man.
He was out all day on his dirt bike. I think he actually went into a race that day. So he was out all day, whatever, gets back home late. I'm sure he got home, showered, got ready. And he said he dove into bed. Within an hour, he was just woken up by, worst case scenario. So
Do they know what's going on or what happened or
no, I don't know
Nothing?
the particulars.
Just total loss.
I just seen the videos in the aftermath, and it's just there's nothing there.
That's
I mean, even so, Jordan, his wife, her name's Evelyn. Even her car, she had a I believe it was Acura TL or TS, I think it was TL, something like that.
Yeah.
It was parked in the driveway, and it was white, and like the front of this car is just gone. And like some of the pictures I've seen of the yard and stuff, so the yard looked like it was surrounded by poly fence.
Yeah.
Which is probably, I don't know, 20 yards away from the house itself, but all of that is melted. It looks like, like
Post-apocalyptic kind of.
exactly,
Yeah.
like almost like an art exhibit. It doesn't make sense of what it actually looks like. So, with that said, in the description, I'm going to put links to their GoFundMe's. So just, go check those out if you can. If you can't do anything, completely understand. Just share them if you can.
Yeah.
I think I can. I'm going to give you a little bit more now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So last time we did that, our voices started to
Back it off.
get real. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'll bring that down. I think that right there is where I had it. So I will put the links to the GoFundMe in the description of this episode. I'll do it actually on the YouTube for the stream, and I'll do it on the actual description of the podcast. So if you listen to it on Spotify or Apple, there will be a link there to each of those GoFundMe
You should
pages.
reach out to them, see if they need it. I mean, I don't know if the size of either of these gentlemen.
So
but
I know
I have way too many clothes. I'd be more than
Zach,
happy to give
Zach
stuff
in
away.
particular, I just remember reading this. Large shirts, and I believe size 30 pants.
Is he my size?
I think, he's basically your size.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. I'll put together a bag. Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you have any way to get stuff to
I
them?
do, yeah.
Okay.
We can get stuff to him.
Okay.
Maybe I'll give him some of my stuff if he wants blankets.
I was gonna say, are you just describing a gentleman my size?
Yeah, no, it's pretty. That's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
I have far too many things, so I'd
Yeah,
be more than
no.
happy to help out someone.
Good. But yeah, no, is oh shit. We just got a thing that said the broadcast is now gone too. Uh-oh. Jesus.
It's just a black screen.
Yeah. That's odd. I don't know what's happening.
Chris is bringing us back to the dark days.
There we
Oh my
go.
God, what a fade
Oh,
in!
you fade. You must have hit a fade in, fade out button. Oh, that board itself, the new board.
I think this new board itself is what's picking up.
No, it's not, because they were there to begin with. We had them previously. The biggest thing that's changed is the run from our board across the floor to that. You know what I mean? Because previously the run was much smaller off this right onto your computer. So I think it's just creating a big antenna essentially. But yeah, we gotta sort that thing out at some point.
Working as good as it's gonna work.
Yeah. For now, it's good. It's up. Hopefully you can hear us.
No, I mean the radio's real quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, the stream's a
Maybe
little
we
messed
can get
up.
him on
but
at some point.
What all the guys?
Yeah,
the
find out who they are.
The guys on the radio.
Let's do it. Let's do a joint,
yeah,
a joint
I mean,
show.
Again, this is a podcast, so like you can listen to this tomorrow.
Yeah.
Um,
Chuck, what do you got for callbacks
yeah,
over there?
callbacks.
Boys, we got to run an XLR off this thing to over there and have a short RCA cable. I think it'll fix it. You know what I mean? Because this comes XLRs out of the back of our mixer. A little inside baseball. for the
No,
boys.
this comes out RCA.
Does it really?
Yeah, that's why.
Ugh.
Yeah,
That's fucking gross.
so that's why it just these two.
we should just put the board over there.
that might.
Anyways,
Yeah.
well,
That's probably gonna solve it.
I have some weekend events.
Weekend events. I was
That's
waiting
all-
for weekend events
That's
for
all
you.
I can possibly contribute. You
That's
know?
all we ask of you. Weekend events.
Well, boys, we mentioned in the podcast last time, and I'm glad to be here. After
Yeah,
trying to
Chuck.
figure out what the hell's going on with the audio.
So
It's-
for those wondering what the hell is actually happening, Shooky is away. He had to work far away, so it didn't make sense for him to come in. So we were hitting buttons until we figured it out with the whole live stream there. So he'll be back next week, and hopefully
last time it was this thing.
we'll be
that's
back
fucking
full
us up.
Voltron. Yeah, that has something to do with it. But the problem is we can't hear it, so we don't know how it's affecting.
Yeah,
them
no, you can
real,
on the headphones now.
real time.
Oh, really?
Okay.
But obviously, I'm not over there.
Yeah.
So anyhow, last time we were talking about Lock City was doing a Friday Saturday, which the week before we messed up, or the time before we messed up,
Yeah.
was actually a Saturday Sunday.
Yeah.
But it was an actual Friday Saturday, complete with camping. Lock City late night. It was probably one of the best because it's the night drift event.
Yeah.
And I
It
look
was
forward to the
way
night drift
cooler than
event.
any other event I've been to there.
So the funny thing is, I literally forgot all about this. Like, I feel like it was so far, I forgot all about this,
Really?
and I'm glad you're bringing it
Oh,
up.
you forgot this happened.
Yeah,
That's
I
like
just
3 years
forgot we.
ago.
Well, that's
Well, no, it's like almost like
Was
5 days ago.
Okay.
I got a lot going on.
Yeah,
I-
you guys got a lot going on.
Hey, fair enough. You do.
A lot going on. You know what I mean? So, anyways, we always call it the Underglow Nationals because obviously everybody has Underglow.
Nice.
I had found a bunch of tire flies. English Ben had shout to he, and I was going to give them out for trivia. And I just decided to start putting them on all the cars that were coming through.
Just on the
pit,
driver's side,
sending.
though.
Well, it depends. If you did real good, we go to do the other side.
yeah,
Oh,
we'd
okay.
reward you.
Yeah, and it was interesting. I mean, it was. I'm sorry to all the guys that had to wait for us to put tire flies on cars to send cars, but I think we did okay.
It wasn't that busy of a night where I think everyone's kind of getting ample runs in.
So yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome to see. I would suggest everybody go to these things. I mean, they're just a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
it's on whatever 500 acres, so it's not like you're not crammed in with people. It's a great event to go to. People bring
so much
kids,
fun.
etc. It's fun. It's cheap. There's a great ice cream place. It pretty much rocks. So we were over there for a while, and after the drifting, about 9 o'clock, people started breaking tents out. So it was 1 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Maybe 8 o'clock, people started breaking tents
Yeah, it
out.
was before
It
that.
was
'Cause I
early,
peaked
'cause-
out at 9, and I was.
And yeah, and we got some footage of Grubby and everybody helping each other get the tents all set up.
Oh, absolutely.
They're all
So-
pitching each other's tents.
Yeah. Lots of tents being pitched in the parking lot, So
Just dudes helping dudes.
I'll tell you what. Lock City late night, which is what took place after that, which was like from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., where you could literally, if you were part of the event, you could just show up and
Yeah.
I mean, people were just getting all the laps in the world in. It got crazy, man. I was only going to stay till the event ended, and I just
The three of us were like, all right, guys, yeah, all right, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to head out of here.
Yeah.
Josh got his car. He left. I got my car. Said bye to a few more people. I left.
not me.
Yeah, I know not
me.
you.
Because I heard
I would have stayed.
I heard rumors that Dice was coming out.
Oh, my God. Dice Clay?
I was gonna say Andrew.
Nope.
Oh,
Real Dice.
Real dice.
Boys are going to start rolling, and I'm a guy that's, I'm not going to lie, addicted to dice games.
what's the name?
CeeLo.
CeeLo. That's the name.
So these boys are going to be rolling CeeLo, and it was ridiculous. I mean,
Did you
this-
guys go out on the track and do this? Middle of the track?
no, we were rolling in the woods. We were rolling in the woods. Yeah, it was. There were some heated dice matches. I'd say the dicing was more competitive than the drifting that night.
I think that's good.
Some
I think that's
serious
good.
dice games going on. At the end of the night, I took a lot of people's money.
Had I known, like, he was going to turn into this, I would have. I would have camped.
Yeah.
Not a camper.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
would have camped.
But Broccolini over there, that dude's one of the luckiest men in the world.
He's the man. He's
Sammy
the,
Seamputch, he just showed up with, he had to have 100 ones. Like, these guys knew this was coming, you
Yeah.
know? Garrett kept sponsoring me, but I made out pretty good. It was awesome. I told Josh just afterwards, and I repeated to everyone like
Shabby or
Shabby,
Josh?
yeah. Oh, and Josh, but their community, their motorsport community is like one of the best communities. Period.
Yeah.
Not even in motorsports.
Yeah.
Just like it's so much fun. These guys are throwing stuff on the grill. I mean, it was awesome, man.
I think
it was a ton of fun.
The first time we had the Lock City guys on, we were shouting that out that they just have the best car community going right
and
now.
everybody gets along. Everybody helps each other. Everybody rolls dice. It was fun. There were $20 midnight games going on. It was
Big dog game night.
Wow,
Oh, it
that's
was
serious.
awesome.
That's like the high roller.
We were
table.
calling it the old dudes dance party for a little while. Grubby was running the MP3s. He was DJing.
No one else
boy.
I'd rather run it.
Dude, amazing. Oh, it was amazing stuff. It was
Shouts
like
to-
electro, new wavy. Oh, it was good.
Shouts to Grubby and the new YouTube channel that he provided us with.
Yeah, the Urban Animal Rescue. Shouts to Kevin and the baby.
No way, really?
Yeah, Grubby turned Josh and I on, or maybe just me, onto this new YouTube channel. Let's get totally sidetracked. It's about this kid who lives in downtown Houston. He's got a backyard half the size of this studio we're sitting in right now.
Yeah.
And he's got like a kangaroo, a bunch of ostriches, 2 emus. and-
Well, where?
Houston.
Okay.
And he just interacts with one of these things that he calls Kevin, and it fucks him up. It like bites him.
Kevin's got a bit of an attitude.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
bit high strung, if you
It
will.
bites him. It tries chasing him.
There's-
It
there's-
kicks him.
I gotta
there's
get
a
involved
cl-
in this.
There's a clip
Urban
of,
Animal Rescue.
of Kevin biting his upper forearm, and he latches down, and it pulls back, but somehow stretches the skin about 6 inches off his arm.
Jesus.
He just put out a video today where he goes out there dressed like the guy from Halo. And the other one had a police riot shield, and he was just like trying to get through the yard, and like, all right, we're getting off course.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
unbelievable. I gotta check this out. You said
it's-
Urban Animal Rescue?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. I mean, Grubby's gonna have. I mean, that guy's just got the hot spots. He
He
just
does.
knows
he
everything.
does.
Never
Huge
misses.
shouts to Grubby.
But the late night Lock City stuff was amazing. I know there were a bunch of people there till 10 watching the cars. And then the next day, Saturday, looked great. I had totally used all my good husband points in dad points, and I was home all day that day. But
Yeah.
it was a ton of fun. So if you haven't been out to one, please get out there. If you have, you know what I'm talking about. It was a
Yep.
blast. So shout out to those guys.
There's
Thanks for
more-
having me and feeding me and letting me play dice.
There's more
Let me
coming
take
up.
all your money.
I don't believe this month, but towards the end. I'm sorry, early June, like the first
Okay.
weekend of June, I believe, is the next one. So again, you can just go to Lock City at Lock City Drift on Instagram and their Facebook page to see their schedule. So you can stay uppity with that and head out to some of the events.
Yeah, I wasn't the big winner, but I left on a high note. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I know
yeah.
when to go.
You weren't you didn't feel like you were the loser.
I mean, yeah, because you don't want rules in dice games. Obviously, when rules are someone thinks someone's cheating or rules are disagreed upon, there's there's going to be a stabbing.
It's gun
You know what I
battle.
mean?
Yeah.
right.
So
Yeah.
I want to get it out
It's
of
a
there.
duel. Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of the game.
10 steps
It's part
draw.
of the game. Absolutely.
Yeah. Chris, we got to get you out to some drift events.
Love to go. I'll take
Yeah.
one of
Yeah,
mine.
no,
Yeah.
It'd be it'd be hilarious. It'd be a
Bring the
lot of fun.
Camaro?
I did some amateur drifting last night down the street, and it's just
Yeah, dude, you love it. You'd love it.
There's
love
tons
it.
of that going on there.
tons of it.
So yeah, that was a blast. And then you guys have other stuff, because I have other weekend events that just happened and it wasn't a weekend.
Yeah, I just got a quick thing. I've been trying to find like cool. I'm not trying to find. I've been just coming across like cool stuff on Instagram that people just need to pay attention to,
Okay.
or that I think people need to pay attention to.
like
This is all your alternate accounts.
Yeah, all my alternate accounts.
Yeah.
like our
This
little
one has to
buddy
be
there.
called The Real Hugo Boss,
see this.
not my alternate account at all. It's a good friend of mine, Hugo. He took a set of BBS LMs, which were factory perfect.
Yep.
Then decided they're not good enough for me. I'm going to completely restore them myself, entirely myself. Not send them anywhere. I'm going to do them myself. He just put up a photo on his Instagram. They're incredible. They're color match for the cars, so you know that's a soft spot for me. There's polished barrels involved. It's really, and that's the BBS LM. I mean, come on.
Right.
It doesn't get much better.
Yeah.
Check it out. Just go to his page. Check it out.
Is there a walkthrough of all the work steps
Not really.
just before or after?
Not really. He's kind of a guy who just keeps his head down. He's quiet.
Yeah, that's how he
just
gets
does
the,
what he's gonna do.
That's how he gets the work done.
Yeah, that's how he says he was able to achieve this. But it's just incredible. He posted a photo of him. He sent me a few photos as well. But it's just incredible. I mean, this is something like you would get back and be like, oh my god! Like you sent him to a shop,
You're
you paid
stoked.
way
yeah.
too much money to get him refinished. Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. What else do we have for callbacks?
I have a today's event, if I'm honest. 'Cause I didn't go to work today. I kind of got sidetracked
Oh yeah.
massively. I'm still semi sidetracked from this event, actually.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true.
Let's get into that. Let's do that.
You ready?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think, did I mention it before? I mentioned it somewhere that back in the day in college, I went to UMass Amherst, a bunch of buddies. We started the UMass Car Club up again. And it was just a bunch of dudes that were into cars, and we bullshitted for 4 years straight. Ton of fun. During COVID, we all kind of stay in touch. In the second we had the ability to all get together, we rented Canaan track in New Hampshire today for a private day with us and a couple of buddies. Like Nick from MR1 Wheels was there. Jingles the Clown was there with his cousin. Yeah, and we camped over there last night. And I can say I lost all the money I wanted Lock City on dice games last night there.
Yeah.
They're now all addicted too. So
Who took your money last night? Who was getting you? Who had your number?
I don't know how he was cheating, but my buddy Josh
Was cheating.
was cheating with the same dice I was losing with. This guy rolled 2 trips
Yeah.
and then a 4, 5, 6. I walked away. I left.
I was like, okay,
I
yeah.
just went into the woods. I never seen anything like it. And then I decided we're gonna play a $20 midnight game.
Yeah.
When's that?
Beginner's luck?
There's something wrong with this man.
Oddly shaped fingers.
Yeah, I was having mediocre rolls all night.
Oh.
That's all I can say. I didn't do very good, but yeah, I convinced Jesse to bring, because Jesse was coming. Jesse, who's just a crazy person.
Yeah.
Very good driver, and I convinced him to bring his bus so I wouldn't have to camp. Because he has a bus which he's converted into a motorsports motorhome.
Is it nice, or is it kind of like a?
It's on the way to nice, but he's making a better one out of another bus.
Oh, perfect.
But it has like an 8-foot shop in the back, so the last 8 feet it's got a lift gate from like a
Really?
commercial truck.
No way.
Yeah. Very cool.
Storage under the bed in the back from the shop, and I mean it's fucking awesome.
Can you hold a car in the back of it, or is it? You said
No,
something
we had a
feet?
trailer on the back of the bus.
You can fit bikes
Really?
in the back of it, though. Like
You can fit
motorcycles.
bikes on it, yeah.
Wow.
And we decided not to bring bikes because that would have been a horrible idea.
Yeah.
So went up there, camped overnight, a lot of fun. Obviously, we could see your friends you haven't seen in a year plus. It's a blast. And then we ran the track this morning and today for, I don't know. It became, I tell everybody, it's like when you have a sibling and you get Power Wheels back in the day and you have to split it and you're just like, there's never going to be time where I can have as much as I want.
Yeah.
This whole track day was just track as much as you want. As many laps as you want all day.
It was like a Vegas buffet.
There was never traffic.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. And then there's a couple of us who, not me, there's a couple of the other guys who were like serious about tracking. I mean, there's Jesse
Yeah.
who does stage rallies. So he's just, I was trying to explain why he's so fast. I mean, he's a great driver, but also like for Jesse, crashing into an Armco barrier is like the softest thing you could possibly hit, right?
Yeah.
Because he's usually going up a mountain at speed and it's just trees.
Yeah.
So like he's just not, if he goes off, it just
Right.
doesn't
So
matter.
so he didn't actually crash into an Armco barrier. He
He
just,
never crashes into anything.
there's just that
It's just
that
not a,
no
it's,
fear
it's not a
gene.
threat for him.
right. That
He's driving
it's just
a,
not even
like a
possibility.
stage prep rally car. Like if he
Right.
dips a wheel off the track, it's not a big deal.
There's
In
just
fact, it
no-
prefers it.
Yeah.
What do you bring?
Just to stay sharp.
He brought his Mark V Rabbit. That's like his rally car
Yeah.
for the time being, with a totally stock motor. And what do they make? 165 horsepower.
Maybe.
Yeah, very hard to catch.
Yeah.
2.5, right?
2.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, when you get to Canaan, this track, the one thing they tell you is like there are two like tricky parts. There's one that drops off blind, and there's one that climbs up and jumps blind. It's not really a jump, but it gets light. One of those jumps goes by the pit, and to the left is a giant like an Armco, like a big ass barrier.
Yeah, just the fork
That's
in the
made out
road.
of steel.
Okay.
It's not a fork in the road. It's just a wall.
Okay.
The walls suck to hit.
Yeah.
So, but on the right of that turn is beautiful grass that you can just go off to. And they're like, listen, if you flub into this turn, just go in the grass. It's soft. It's level. You'll be fine. And they're like, just make the decision now to go into the grass. And I'm like, oh, I'll make that decision now. Everybody made that decision now. You know what I mean? So I don't even know what run it is. It's probably my 100th run of the day. My buddy Jeff, who's one of my best buddies from school, in the car with me. We're ripping around. I flubbed this turn. You know what I did?
You went for the wall.
Went left.
I fought it out like a fucking man.
Yeah.
Dude, we came around this turn, and my good buddy Ed's on the side. He's running the flags at this turn. And we're looking straight at the damn arm cone, man. And I went straight. If this was back when I ran Palmer, I 100% would have crashed.
Yeah.
Because your first day, something like that happens, you let Jesus take the wheel.
Yeah.
And you just let go of the throttle and die. You know,
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
die. You
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
explode
You
your car
just-
into a wall. But I'm when in doubt, throttle out.
Yep.
So I just held it, and thankfully it was a bit of a code brown, but we made it through. You know.
Yep.
And I think there were only a couple spins and stuff. I mean, it's really way beyond any of the levels that I was ever participating in before. You know, there weren't anybody crashing, a couple
Yeah.
little spins here and there. So it was a lot of fun. Car went well. It's making a little noise, but I'll figure it out on the lift. But the big news is my friend Ed took my mirror up. And I was driving it, so I drove like probably 25 laps in my car, then hopped right in that and drove it. And going from, they're very different vehicles. And I was like, wow, it's front wheel drive, but it bites really good, which I just expected a lot of understeer in front wheel drive because I don't know how to drive it right. And it's
just
front wheel
assume-
drive, and it has 5-inch front tires, you know, and it's a little car.
And just assume everything drives like an Audi.
Yes, assume everything is numb and massively understeers. So everybody's driving and having fun. It was kind of like our friend Igor was supposed to bring a 350Z that broke. So I was just letting everybody drive this thing, and it was like, if you wreck it, it's this much money.
Yeah.
Or you can take an insurance on it, which is fine too. So whatever, everybody's driving it, and then at the end, Jesse's like, "Oh, let me take it for a ride," and he like does. I don't know. I'm sitting around bullshitting with people. He runs it for 15 minutes, and he comes back. It's like, oh, someone else has to come in the car. No one's gonna believe this. So my friend Walker goes in. They come back 5 minutes later. Walker's giggling like a schoolgirl, and he's like, "Chuck, get in this car. This is crazy." I got in it, and whoever set this car up in Japan was Track Jesus. Jesse's like this. He's run front wheel drive cars his whole life,
Yeah.
and he's like, it doesn't make any sense. The diff, whatever, however this car's set up, like,
Right. Can't.
and he's driving and talking to me, and he's like, look. Oh, we're way out on the turn. Oh, do I want to get closer? Just turn the wheel and mash it. And he's just like, and he's been running the car for half an hour, and the brakes aren't hot because he's not braking.
Yep. Yep.
There are 2 points on the track he's braking. I don't know. I suck at driving front wheel drive, which I realized immediately after that. But the car it's set up really well. Whoever the man is that I've talked shit about for a year because every seam on the whole car is riveted.
Yeah.
I'm
Shouts to
gonna start riveting all my car seams.
Well, that's because all the arrow he took off before it, came over.
Every single seam on the car. You take the taillight off, all the seams inside are riveted.
Really?
It's the most ridiculous. It doesn't make sense.
Does it squeak and crack and
Not really.
no? Well,
I think you just own a rivet company. You know.
Yeah.
That's
But-
how it's funded.
It's even Jesse, who's set up front wheel drive cars his whole life. He's like, if I could buy this knowing that it would be set up like this, I would do it. But I have no idea how this car drives like this.
Yeah.
And it was funny. I mean,
Yeah.
so I don't know. My best track car is a car I accidentally have now.
Can't make a U-turn in it because of the diff, but
Oh my god! In the
Get it out
parking
on the
lot,
track.
anyone that's ever driven it, it's just like there's something wrong.
I was gonna say, it
it's
sounds
the
like
wheel rubbing.
sounds
What's
like it's
going on?
braking,
But it's
yeah.
just this angry mechanical diff that
yeah,
gives no fucks.
only enjoys speed and
Oh my
gradual
god, it's
corners.
so funny. But it just you never had to stop it. It was really fun.
That's
so
super cool.
What a happy accident.
what's up?
A happy accident.
Happy accident, man. And then so I came here obviously because it's 3 hours from here.
Yeah.
And my buddy Ed was just like, "Hey, just leave whenever you want." And he texted me as soon as I sat down. The front sway bar one of the end links just came off this car. I'm like, "Oh, you can't have the perfect day." You know what I
Right.
mean? But
right.
I mean, you can drive without a front sway bar. I mean, that's pretty much life.
How were the flaggers and like track personnel set up? Were there people
Well,
working?
we all did. Everybody who ran did like 20 minutes of flag or a half hour worth of flagging, and it worked out at the end of the day.
Okay. Okay.
The track manager or owner was there. He was awesome. It was very laid back, but it's a private day. Like when the SCCA goes and rents, it's SCCA rules you're dealing with, you know?
Right. Right.
Since Igor's he does a ton of the Devon's autocross stuff. I think Mikhail's an instructor for SCCA or something of the sort. So they
When
all
he's
know their
not-
shit. So like,
when he's not fighting, the United States judicial system.
correct. So I did get black flagged at a point, obviously.
Okay.
But it's because Nick from Number One was hanging his arm out the window.
Okay.
But
Not allowed.
But you wouldn't think like it's a buddy's day and you're getting black flagged and pulled off the track because these guys are actually serious. Like they're serious. Everyone's serious about safety.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're all mid 30s, so it's
Right.
not like, I mean, we're idiots, but we're safe idiots.
Safe. Right.
There's a difference.
Yeah, no, there really is. So yeah, it was a ton of fun. I'll tell you, like Nick from MR1's never done track day before. He's driving a Z4 Coupe, automatic, but the IS model. The guy was an animal.
Really?
Absolute
out there
animal.
getting it? Yeah.
Dude, absolutely getting it. My buddy Josh has done very sparingly track days, killing it. A lot of people whose first day it was. I drove I'll be the last person to compliment a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
But my friend Jeff has a stage 1 low torque file Golf R.
Yeah.
Wow, that thing was fast.
We drove FCP's Mark V, and that thing was spicy too.
Yeah, it really was. This car you could crank into this turn in ways that, I mean, all the drive system was just saving his ass, my ass, the whole. You could 4-wheel slide into like just giant turns, and the car would be like, yeah, that's fine, just keep doing
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I drove his, and I was like, that's awesome, man. You can't drive my car though, because you'll crash it. It's not because you're a bad driver.
Yeah.
It's because you've been driving an all-wheel drive miracle machine all day.
Yeah.
And my car has 90s traction control, and it's just not good. Now, this is also, strangely enough, because the first day I ran, I spun at Palmer, if you remember. I also crashed at Palmer the first day I ran it.
Yes.
So I've always been hesitant to turn off traction control.
Yeah.
And I know it's a sin, but whatever. I'm not a fucking race car driver. So this is a small technical track. I'm like, you know what? It's all my buddies. There's a ton of runoff. I'm going to turn off traction control. I can honestly attest that traction control on that car does absolutely zero.
No difference.
So
It
on
just
or off
pulls
doesn't matter.
power at inconvenient points.
Right.
Yeah. No, off, I'm like, oh, now I can, like, when I feel it slide, it'll just go nice, you know? And it's a big jump for your boy.
That's good.
Who's not a pro driver and never plans to be. Yeah. But I was like, why did I ever run? I should have turned it off day 2. This is just trash.
Maybe that's why you went around that first time.
No. I shifted the second and didn't rev match.
You're right. That's what it was.
So I clutch kicked it backwards.
Overfueled it.
Is this the car that you tried to do a donut in the parking lot with? The same car?
No,
Yeah.
that was the GTR.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, the GTR.
Yeah, I can't bring that to a track day.
No,
I'm just
running
not-
something on that. I mean, dude, I wouldn't want to do that.
I'm not good enough of a driver. I'm not good enough a driver to have a car that fast on the track.
Yeah.
I might not ever be, if I'm honest. But it's all-wheel drive. It'd probably do crazy things, I guess.
Probably would, yeah.
But no, this is like rear-wheel drive, 250 horse, just like a fun little car. But yeah, the traction control, I can assure you, if you have an E36 M3 or anything of that generation that has traction control, on the road, sure, but it's not helping anybody do anything.
Yeah.
And it was immediate. I was like, okay, I better be careful. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Right. This is not right.
You're not gonna hurt anybody.
It's not right. It's not suddenly, you got 1,000 horsepower just ready to rip.
No. But you're always like, as soon as I turn this off, this thing's on a nice
the
edge.
brink,
It's going, and you're just like, wow, these tires are really good. As soon as you turn it off,
yeah.
So it was fun. Igor took me for a ride. Who's had his S2000 for a decade, and it's a stock S2000 with just RPF ones and sticky tires on it. It was total fucking insanity.
They're awesome cars.
Awesome cars. Like, it was the definition of a man that knew the absolute limit of his car.
Yeah.
And the absolute limit of his tires, and you could just he's just casually sliding it around. It was, I mean, he tries to set records, I think, on that track. I mean, it's fast. I don't know where we would even go from that car because, like, you could go. I guess you could go Z06 Vet, which would be kind of the similar power to weight because it's a lot more, but it's a lot more of both.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're just happy being the fastest guy in the track and you're happy with an S2000, just keep it. I mean, the car rips, absolutely rips. Like, he was, and he's like, "Do you want to drive it?" No. It feels awesome, but when you're a passenger and can feel the limit of the tire, you're like, "Wow, this guy's really good at driving." So Igor took me for a little hell lap, and he's like, "This is a Sunday drive. I'm just like 6/10." I'm like, I'm sure you are. He's like dipping off on the. Oh yeah, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I only went off, a little bit here and there. Just dip some tires. I never got all 4 off.
No 4? That's good.
And a very special shout to my buddy Walker, who was driving a diesel Mark IV Golf that he bought for $100.
Wow.
And his disregard for this vehicle made him one of the fastest guys on the track. I mean, he's good at everything.
Yeah.
He's just good at everything. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And like, he's just following Jesse. And I was just like, this is $100 vehicle. And he went off once, and like, he's not fazed by things. So he loses his brakes at the end of the straight, and he goes off. And I was like, what did you do? He's like, why? I just waited like a couple seconds. The brakes came back and I just kept going. I was like, that'll be the end of the day for me.
Yeah.
Fixed itself.
Yeah, just fix itself. It's $100.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, bunch of maniacs, and I think we'll do more of them. I don't know how many people I can include, but if you're a bit of a track hog and local, I guess when I mentioned when reach out, because we had a couple slots to fill, and they all got filled. But I'd love for other people to come out and try.
Yeah.
I wouldn't suggest it for your first track day. Like you guys, fine, but
Yeah.
like randos, I wouldn't suggest for the first track day.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it would be. I think you'd probably be holding up a lot of people.
Right, right.
And as I said, there's not a lot of traffic. I'm not that fast, but like if your first track dates, you need like either go on Track Day America and just figure it out yourself,
Yeah.
or go to a day with real instruction.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we're not actually. They're all just buddies that are instructors.
And
not
everybody
paying
kind of
them.
knows what's happening.
But yeah, nobody doing any dumb shit. It was fun.
Sweet.
Lost some money in dice, but what are you gonna do?
But matter of fact, we're gonna have some footage from that too, right?
Yeah, I have footage. I don't like filming and driving generally.
Yeah.
I'm 100% not going to film and drive on a track, but you have like the ride up and the campsites, and I think Igor has some drone footage.
Yep.
He has a drone that'll chase. If you have a phone in your car, it'll chase it.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's got some wild
You
drone
can pick
footage
the target.
that I am asking for right now on this podcast. Igor, if you please send us some of that, that'd be awesome. Because I know Jeff and I were running with Jeff with the Golf R, and we were like having fun going back and forth, and that drone was right over us. So we probably have some cool footage.
That's cool. Yeah.
But it's a great track. If you get the chance to run Cannon, I mean, it's not fast. It makes me respect how fast Thompson is.
Yep.
But it is fun and technical, and the guy who manages it or owns it, I don't know. He knew everything, so I'm assuming owns it. Was telling us how he laid everything out, and he's like, "There's a little,
super cool.
there's a little quick zig," and it's like you just break straight through this, but it's like so people get used to that, where you just straight line through the little zigs, and it was really cool. It's a really cool track. If you get a chance, it's a great place, and there's a lot of runoff. There's two places they'll tell you where everybody crashes.
Yeah.
I can attest to the fact that you could definitely crash.
It could definitely happen.
Seriously, I got out of it, and I was just like, "Yeah, Jeff, if this was like an earlier time in my life, we would have been in that wall." Like, no doubt in my mind.
Well, you didn't.
But they tell you, I mean, it's the only place they put a cone.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is the one.
That's
like, you go up and over, and
Yeah.
please don't crash.
Want to get into the news?
Oh, absolutely.
News. If you're listening to this right now, the new Ford F-150 Lightning, there's going to be a bit of a press release tonight at 9:30.
Oh, excellent.
If anybody's interested.
It's strange. I have Ford news.
Okay.
Speaking of the F-150 Lightning,
What do you got?
Ford is halting production on the F-150, Bronco Sport, Mustang, and Escape because of the chip shortage.
I got to know more about this chip.
What?
It's
Right.
chips, like Lay's potato chips.
Yeah, I got to know more. You can't just have one.
Barbecue.
I got to know more about them.
Tostitos. I mean, what's happening
It's
here?
causing all kinds of problems.
There's
Yeah.
a shortage, buddy, and they're on allocation, semiconductor allocation, so they can only order so much.
This is like Supreme Gear.
Yeah, I know all about allocation from my general industry as well,
Yeah.
and once it happens, you're like, this sucks. So Ford says they're going to continue looking for unique solutions.
Another manufacturer.
Yeah, maybe not in China, I guess.
Is it really that technical that nobody in the U.S. can make it?
Right.
Or is it just
That's kind
That's
of.
what I don't get.
cost value. Or
I
something?
don't
Maybe
think
it's
it's
just-
that technical. It's just that, they've gone lowest bidder for so long.
Oh,
And they factor it into their pricing structure. So it's just like, well, we need you to do it at ridiculously low rates. And
Yeah.
just with the labor rate in the country,
it's ridiculous.
you
I mean,
can't.
Look how much it's killing the company though right now. I mean, if it costs 5 times more than it would normally, I mean, it's worth it, right?
Right.
It's
right.
interesting you say that because Ford estimates it's going to reduce their earnings by $2.5 billion. So, yeah, it's
Wow.
costing them some money. But I know a lot of companies that deal with this, and it's not just Ford, it's chips for everything,
Yeah.
are looking at other countries to get the stuff from. But it's the same idea. They're looking for the cheapest possible
cheap,
labor
yeah.
to do it. And
At the end of the day, it's a business, so I get it.
yeah, but it definitely doesn't help your supply chain, especially when
Hell
something
no.
like this happens. I mean,
I saw a thing that there was like just fields full of brand new F-150s
Mhm.
all waiting on a chip.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't get it.
I
Like,
don't
what is
know
going on
if it's
here?
it's not a specific chip. It's
Yeah.
chips, period.
Yeah.
So the producers just aren't getting them over here. I didn't really look into the underlying cause because I was at the track all day, but
Fair.
I certainly will.
Fair.
We'll follow up
But
on that.
we've been talking about it coming, and
Yeah.
it's interesting because they're halting all production. So I mean,
It's
I'm
here.
sure the Lightning's down the road, so they'll work it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not till I don't think we're going to see them till 2022.
But you know what a unique solution is? Carburetor.
Carburetor.
Very.
Yeah, let's just
Yeah.
carburate these things.
yeah.
We got a bunch of carburetors lying around. Boom.
You know, with the fuel mileage that some of these cars get now, brand new, like it's hard to believe that in 1984, a Chevy C10 or S10 got like 43 miles to the gallon with a
Carburation.
friggin'
Yeah.
carburetor.
Right.
why they got rid
yeah,
of
it's
them.
crazy.
Look at the
People
look
say
at the
they
trucks
got stuff.
nowadays. I mean, come on, really?
Yeah. Yeah, carburetors at the end were ridiculously efficient.
These fancy chips aren't doing anybody any good. I don't think.
Yeah, let's
No,
go
they're
for
just
it.
holding us back
I was
now.
just going to say,
Let's
yeah,
carburet
they're
these babies. I'm down with that.
they're mucking it up.
Throwing a few new jets.
Need to fix
you
it.
know?
Grab
Yeah.
a screwdriver.
Yeah.
Learn how to be a tuner again.
Tune it up with a little screwdriver. Got my
That's
flathead handy.
Yeah, buddy.
Flathead, some what's that stuff? Ethanol that they spray in there.
Ah,
You
brake
get it-
clean,
get it
whatever
all
you
brake
want.
clean,
Fluid,
fire it
yeah,
up. Yeah,
yeah.
starter fluid. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
exactly. Will it light
Anything
on fire?
ignitable,
yeah.
It'll work.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's interesting. But they're looking for unique solutions. So I propose carburation.
I think Porsche's going a whole different route. What are they doing? They're trying to come up with their own fuel.
Fuel. Yeah.
they're like, we'll solve this the other way.
Yeah. That's a real unique
We're
solution.
gonna make very special fuel
yeah.
Their own
out
synthetic
of seaweeds from the ocean.
blend.
How's that working out for him?
It's not.
Expensive.
It's going to be pricey.
I believe
Pricey.
that's expensive is the word.
Porsche guy.
It's funny because the seaweed's cheap and free, probably, and the technology to get it out is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
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 Take out the trash while they're at it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Save the world, Porsche.
Yeah.
Go ahead, do it. I like Porsche, so maybe.
Right. Well, no, there's yeah. It's
I
I mean,
mean,
just,
we do
talk shit all the
too,
time.
but like
yeah. We understand like what it comes with. You know,
Yeah.
puffy vest,
Oh, yeah.
55-gallon drum of fuel that costs $20,000. Of
course, yeah.
Guys will pay it.
They will
You know,
just
it's
because it's them.
I'll only
Yeah.
run Porsche fuel.
yeah.
Exactly.
Everybody
Porsche
knows.
only fuel.
It's gonna be
All
that
I run
thing.
is Porsche fuel.
How many guys gonna buy the barrels? Just keep them.
Oh yeah, gonna have just barrels of just rotting Porsche fuel.
Yeah. That's just totally
Original barrel.
Right. That's that. Right.
I made it
Gelatinous.
into a coffee table. It's in my house.
Yeah, just gelatinous fuel.
It's gonna be on Bring a Trailer.
Why does
just
the table
barrels
weigh
of
so
fuel.
much?
Barrels.
Yeah.
Junk.
It's a bunch
Yeah.
of synthetic gasoline.
This is first run. It's 50 years old.
Yeah, it
It's
never
never
becomes
seen the
less
light of day.
volatile. You'll love it.
Right.
It's original air.
Yeah, Porsche Air.
Exactly.
Josh, what do you got over there?
I have that the GMC Hummer EV pickup will weigh an astonishing 9,046 pounds.
Really?
Nice.
9,046
They
pounds.
couldn't get rid of that 46, put it in the 8s.
Give
Yeah.
the old
High eights?
even.
Damn.
Oh my God! Yeah. So again, this is the EV
That's
one.
a
So
thick boy.
that is a huge boy.
That's no passenger. That's no.
Yeah,
That's no
no.
one in it either.
Don't
So
need
it's
gas though.
No load. That's true. But you got batteries that weigh
Oh yeah.
a lot more than fuel.
200 kW, 200 kilowatt hour battery pack.
What is your
which
math,
is
Josh?
gigantic. I don't have any of my math up right now, but I believe
Let's do it off the top of the head, buddy.
that weighs about 2,000 pounds, maybe. No, 2,500 pounds. Actually, it's probably close.
I mean, the thing weighs 9,000 pounds, and it's like just a large size truck. So those batteries
what
weigh
did we say? It was like something
I
like,
say-
4,000 pounds.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
what was it? I think it was
3,000
like
pounds?
26 pounds or 23 pounds per kilowatt hour. I think that's what it was. I can't remember.
Sounds about right.
I think
So
that's what it
you got
was.
4,000 pound worth of battery in that
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
What kind of mileage are they talking with this thing?
Let's see. Nope, that's
It's going to
Tesla.
go a theoretical 112 miles.
Imagine.
Let's
No,
see.
I think it's something silly.
Are they still
400?
barking up the 10,000 foot-pound torque tree?
Sure are.
the,
Yeah.
the Detroit automaker
That's called
claims.
marketing.
The Detroit automaker claims a range of 350 plus miles for the Hummer.
Now, how's that opposed to like when you're towing? I mean, I'm sure that's not even.
I think it's going to be variable. Yeah, because you have to just like that's with just the existing load of the vehicle itself. I believe, not even factoring in passengers, which are going to, add some weight. If it's a Hummer, you're going to be trailering things like tanks,
if you're
right?
Tow
You know?
10,000 pounds. I mean, guys are going to be out there trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I wonder what the
that's
tow
gonna be
rating is on it.
drastically affected. Let's see.
I
I
got
don't
something
see.
electric. Oh, never mind.
I just wanted to see what the tow rating was. But
Oh, it's
not
probably
like-
10,000 pounds. Isn't that? Wouldn't that be weak actually
It's
for an
going to be
11,000
actually.
foot
This
pound
is
vehicle?
very interesting to think
Probably, yeah.
about this. If it does weigh that much, it's almost 10,000 pounds, right?
Correct.
So the second you go over 10,400, you need a
CDLB.
medical card, right? I can't remember what it is. So
yeah,
it's
you
I
need a
think
medical card.
medical
You don't need a
card,
CDL.
right? Because 26,000 or whatever the next one
Air
is.
brakes.
You need to.
They should put air brakes on this thing.
Right?
They're right there going.
I
They're
mean, it
gonna
weighs
need 'em.
10,000 pounds, but
Yeah.
they put air brakes
Like,
on it. It's
and
probably
again,
dangerous.
Yeah, special license, whole 9.
Depending
Then you're
upon
towing something, you're DQ'd.
that's what I mean.
DOT's getting you.
Like this thing's suddenly going to be
You can put a
overweight.
dirt bike in the bed, and DOT's going to pull you over for
and you're
being
done.
overweight.
Dunzo. Maybe you can crab walk away.
Yeah, crab walking out of there.
But
You'll
yeah,
need DOT door stickers for it. You know, like
right. If you live in New York and drive this thing, you need all your information on the door.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's a big old girl. What else do you have for EV news?
Speaking of big girls.
Yep.
Uh,
In the back raise up.
Well, every Lambo is to have an electric motor by 2024.
Yeah.
No way.
And if that doesn't scare you, you've never seen Italian wiring.
electric only,
No.
so just like hybrid system.
Yeah.
Hybrid.
Hybrid.
Cool.
So a battery that powers the power locks and windows and stuff.
Yeah. So
And it'll get you 10 miles
Yeah, that's
of range.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
really gonna use what percentage?
And so, well, remember they put out that concept-y thing with the crazy Italian name?
Yeah,
that's-
yeah.
It's got a supercapacitor,
yeah.
and it'll
The-
get you
the-
like a little extra boost.
MIT was involved. It looked real
MIT's
crazy.
involved. It has a cool logo on
So
it.
basically, what year was that? 2024.
Yes,
So in 2024, you'll be able to lock yourself in your car at speed.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're gonna have electric motors in powerful batteries with traditional Lamborghini engines.
So a V12 with,
Yeah.
with a.
A little
not
taste,
much- not much
taste
difference.
of Grandma's Sunday gravy.
So
Still.
all right.
yeah.
So if they put like, if
It'd be a little bolognese there.
yeah.
if they put a little DC motor to power something
As long as there's a battery, it's a
on
hybrid. as
on
far as I'm
paper, it's a
concerned.
hybrid, right?
Yeah, I run hybrids all the time.
All right. If this is the case, I like it.
Yeah. No, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Make no mistake,
Yeah.
there is no efficiency coming from this at all. But they will be able to call the vehicles hybrid.
Yeah.
Right. Therefore,
So yes, the headline, it looks like a shitty corporate scumbag plan.
I like what they're doing.
But when you read into it, it's a shitty corporate scumbag plan that I'm into.
that we can
Yeah,
get
yeah. We
behind.
get electric.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
it works.
It puts the windows up and down. It's gasoline-powered generator. It runs off a belt on the front of the engine. It's amazing. Amazing technology.
you would
Yeah.
never believe what it's
Amazing
capable
No,
of.
technology.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, I look
It's
forward
all
to
called
that.
an alternator.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's top.
Cheese
just
bucket.
top end.
I like where they're going with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's
me and
typical,
Lamborghini, we get each other.
it's typical Lamborghini like tomfoolery.
But as you expected, when Audi took them over and Volkswagen Group, they were going to drop the tomfoolery.
Yeah.
Be on the up and up.
Double
Right.
it.
Absolutely not.
We need you boys to double it.
Yeah.
They know their market.
Right. We need to make sure everybody, doesn't get the wrong idea.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're the Dodge of exotic cars.
You know, that's a
Absolutely.
really good point.
They are.
Yeah.
What do
It's
you,
like, yeah, no, we'll just keep throwing the 12 and we'll put some shit in that thing to shut you up. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Chris? What do you think about all of Dodge's same vehicle, different body style?
I don't know, man. It just seems like they're raising the bar more and more. Like it's how much more power can they throw in these cars and. You
And
hear
what else can
stories
they put
all
it
the
in?
time of guys leaving the dealership completely broadside and crashing.
100%. But do they put that the Hellcat motor in the Caravan?
I don't know whether they're gonna or not. I mean, I guess it's.
I really want one.
I'm not a minivan guy. I'm not.
No, I'm not either.
But I mean, that's pretty. I'd like to drive it.
it has
could
to be
be.
front wheel drive as well.
Exactly.
We've decided.
Imagine that.
Front wheel only,
Yeah.
no diff.
If it was all-wheel drive, I mean, I'd bring that thing to a track.
Right,
Throw the,
right.
Throw the kids in the back. My
I'd-
dog would fucking hate it.
Think about the peg leggers it would do. Just blasted, no diff.
I was just
It
gonna
was
say,
700 horse to one wheel.
707 horsepower, no diff.
It'd be so good. Hey.
You would need one. You'd have to just buy one tire every week.
Yeah. You'd have to keep a spare
Yeah,
drag in the
this-
back.
You
So
remember the Grand Tour episode where Hammond was driving
right.
around?
Oh, yeah, with the tire machine.
Yeah, with the tire machine, the entire trailer. You know, I think if they made it all-wheel drive, I mean, it'd be interesting. That thing showing up to the strip.
yeah,
doing
it
like-
kills the spirit of the minivan if it's all-wheel drive.
It really does. But I
Even
mean,
put a diff on the two on the fronts.
and
I'm
just
okay
figure
with
it out there. Yeah.
Just give it line lock.
if they, honestly, if you think about it, if they really put some engineering into that thing and really had
Oh, it'd be hell on
splittable
earth.
power, yeah, oh,
It'd be
absolutely.
the best if they actually made, because obviously it was front wheel drive. Everybody that would die would die.
Yeah, you couldn't do that.
But if it was all-wheel drive, I mean, I'd probably be putting my name down for one
Yeah.
because that would be hilarious.
Yeah. It'd
Yeah.
be amazing.
If they,
Every time to hurt some feelings.
I would
wouldn't-
just
I
race
wouldn't own one.
everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, as I said, Not as dumb as I used to be, but if I have a 700 horsepower caravan from
Yeah.
the factory, every single stoplight.
Yeah.
You imagine pulling up to like the Saturday night drags with your friends and
Oh
just
my God.
macking on
Because
Because that's
oh
the
my
thing.
God.
It would be one of those things where not everybody's going to know what it is or what it can do.
they're gonna laugh.
Oh my God.
And then you're gonna be blowing down Mustangs and Camaros like.
Oh, yeah, but it'd be ridiculous. There's no weight in a caravan.
No, not really.
Right.
Yeah. It's rather top heavy.
I don't know. Now if you carbon
Oh,
fiber
I don't
the
know
roof.
because it has a really low floor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that might help it out.
Carbon fiber roof, baby.
Carbon fiber roof. Yeah. Oh my God, stupidity at its finest.
Yeah. Carbon fiber.
Shining
We can
achievement.
design this thing right
And
now.
if there's one company that could do it,
Dodge would do it just to say that they did it.
yeah.
If the
I mean,
motor's too big, make it a cab over.
Yeah.
Horizontal. Front wheel
Dodge,
drive.
Dodge
Yeah.
is just trying to win a race that no one else has started. It's just like-
They really are.
just-
They just take the power and the performance to the next level, and I'm not really sure.
they're just out there running themselves.
I don't think it needs to go that far, but that's just
yeah,
me. I mean,
just it's
Yeah.
a marathon.
They're like,
and
well,
a sprint.
we've got competition for the Hellcat. It's the Hellcat Red Eye, so we're gonna build something faster
Yeah.
than that car. Like, but you
Hellcat.
build them both.
Then the red eye. I've gone over it a
The
couple
Red
times.
Eye's taking market share from the Hellcat. What can we build?
Wide
Let's do
body.
Let's
The
do
wide
the wide
body
body
version.
Red Eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but they're gonna sell every one of them. That's
Oh, they do.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
I see those and Teslas on the road.
yeah.
Like you can see multiples of each every day.
Yep.
I mean, they just do crazy stuff all the time. They're the best company.
You know, I can get behind it. Yeah.
They're the best.
I wonder how many. They must move so many vehicles.
I mean, the TRXs must just be disappearing.
Yeah. I mean, we had other Chris on,
Yeah.
and we asked him. He had a TRX on the lot.
Yeah, for
and
like
he checked
half
for
an
like
hour.
10 minutes later. He's like, "Yeah, it's gone already."
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, just gone.
Wow.
The story was that he called the guy, and the guy was like, "Okay, I'm turning around now. I'm coming back."
It's like the
Really?
same price as like a semi-equipped 2500.
Yeah.
It's like,
They're
80
cheap.
grand?
Pickup trucks are
let's
so
go.
expensive.
I know.
They're so expensive. Yeah, something about he called the customer who knew he wanted one anyway. The guy was out doing something else. He's like, "I'm literally turning around and coming back," and he like bought it right then. Yeah,
Wow. Imagine.
no questions asked. Yeah, I mean it's cool.
If it was the van, I'd do it.
The van.
Yeah, I don't care how much it is. I'm coming down.
Yeah.
Lease it to me.
Yeah, just write my name in the paper now.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it's purple. Oh, perfect. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
yeah,
exactly the
better,
one.
yeah.
That's
Done.
exactly the one.
And that's the thing is like it could be that they could just start out initially with the SRT van, then they could do the red eye, and the
Red Eye wide
wide
body.
body, and then just
And then
continue.
the Hell Demon or whatever the.
Demon van.
Yeah, I mean, just keep
Yeah.
going.
I'm all for it. I want to see it. What else do we have for news?
I got something quick, but for the first time ever, I'm able to blend two things I like so much: UFC and automotive. Cars.
Oh boy.
We
Oh,
come
wow.
together.
I was going to use the bathroom. I'm sticking around.
We come together. Give me one moment of your time. So this past Saturday night,
To talk to you about my Lord
Yeah.
and Savior UFC car.
Benel Dariush versus Tony Ferguson. Absolute mauling, right? Absolute mauling. Benel Dariush, he beat the top guy. He gets his post-fight interview. What does this man do? He calls out Elon Musk. He says, "Elon Musk, I bought a car 6 months ago. I still haven't seen it. Where's my car?" That's what he chooses to do.
That's
This
quite.
guy's
Bet he
in
got
the-
it.
This guy's in the hold on. This guy's in the running for definitely a title fight, probably coming up next.
Yep.
He says, "Fuck it, I'm calling out Elon Musk."
Mid fight. Yeah. Or I'm sorry. After coming
After-
off a win, just all the adrenaline in the world.
Yeah, coming up, and like cool as a cucumber. He's like, Joe. He's like, I got someone I really want to call out, and I'm like watching, and I'm like, what is this guy talking about? And he's Elon Musk. I'm like, holy shit, this is about to happen. So he calls out Elon Musk, ordered a car, his pregnant wife. He says, "This is the best one he can get for his wife. This is what I'm getting 6 months ago. Baby's about to be due." So he's
Yeah.
like, "Listen, I need a car." So he wakes up Sunday morning to voicemails from like dealerships all over California because he lives in Southern California.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, okay. So like this obviously went viral. This is a joke. Like people are fucking with me." And then I guess someone, his manager, I believe his name is Ali, was like, "Hey, Elon responded to you. He tweeted at you. He says, 'Hey man, sorry about the delay.'" So he's like, well, "Is this not a joke? Like everyone's this is serious?" So he shows up to a dealership because he thinks he's getting scammed. He goes in the dealership and he's like, "Yeah, well, whatever. Yeah, just take this car, bring it back whenever your other car comes in. Just take it. Doesn't matter. Just take it."
To a Tesla dealership.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, to a Tesla dealership.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. So to clarify, it was Tesla dealership all over Southern California
Okay.
calling him.
That's I just wasn't sure. Dodge all hopped
No,
up
no,
on
no.
cocaine
Tesla.
is just
Tesla's,
throwing
this
them
is
a bunch
Elon.
of-
This is Elon directly.
Okay.
And it looks like, it looks to me like a white Model X, a pretty cool car.
Yeah.
But yeah, just take it, bring it back whenever your car comes in. Doesn't matter,
Good to be the king
right? Elon stepping up to the plate,
Wow.
every time.
getting it done.
Just yeah.
But I mean, look at this. This guy, he
Wow.
wins one of the biggest fights of his life, and he's like, you know who I'm going to call out? Elon Musk. But he
Hey,
got it done.
That's what I would have done.
Got it done.
I would have
Yeah.
called out the company that shipped the goddamn lip for my BBS.
Yeah.
How long is that thing going to sit in New Jersey? I'm trying to get my car back on the road.
We can drive there faster. But yeah, I was like, I'm like, who is on?
That's fucking amazing.
At as I'm watching on Saturday night at like 1 a.m. And then I wake up the next morning, I see all this stuff going on, and then as I'm sitting here, I was like, oh my god, they gave him a car. Not they didn't give him, but gave him a car to use for now.
Yeah.
In the meantime.
Yeah, just long-term loaner,
Yeah, long-term loaner because
Yeah.
it's been 6 months.
which is pretty crazy to begin
And then
with.
I guess Elon said he looked into it, and the car's done and completed, and they just can't make delivery of it yet for some reason,
Interesting.
which is weird.
Probably chips.
Who knows? I don't know. I don't know.
Imagine.
I wonder if they're having problems as well. I honestly don't know.
They're pretty smart guys. Why can't they make chips?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah,
I know if anyone can solve the solution, it's,
Right,
I mean,
you
I
think
solved the
you would-
problem, come up with a solution. It'd definitely be those guys.
You
But
jump on it.
yeah, being able to mix these two things that I find so interesting in my life, I was like, you know what? I gotta take the moment.
Run with it.
We gotta
Yeah.
really put these two together.
Yeah, make it happen.
I've never driven a Tesla. I'd love to hop in one of those things and go for a rip.
You know, we got to ride in a Model 3. I think Chuck has spent more time actually driving one. I've ridden in a few.
I drove the Model 3.
That's right. You
Yeah.
got to drive the Model 3. It was interesting. It's cool. It's different. It's cool and different in a way of getting in like a new exciting car.
Yeah.
And it's not a car. It's transportation, somewhat in the form of a car.
Yeah. In the
But
shape.
there's so much different.
So much, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And like, because we got to drive and mess with the Porsche Taycan as well.
Oh, yeah.
And that was oddly more of a car than the Tesla because there's more recognizable things, but that was still like, this is different. This is a spaceship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different experience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
entirely.
totally different experience, but very cool nonetheless.
Yeah.
Promising for the future of where things are going, I would assume, or I kind of think.
Has anybody contacted you about any EV stuff yet?
No, I think my customer base is kind of.
That's kind of
It's
what
like
I
a-
was assuming.
It's a
yeah.
purist's deal where I am.
And you got it's going to be held on to till the bitter end.
Honestly, I've never got a call for it, and I mean, I have a little bit of an interest in it,
Yep.
but I love what I do so much that I couldn't even. It's like
Begin to entertain.
cheating on my girlfriend type of bad. for
Right.
me, you
Right.
know?
Right.
Just
Right.
couldn't even fathom.
I love technology. I love the way that things go in our world, but at the same time, like putting an electric engine in just kind of totally kills it for me. Like
Yep.
raw horsepower is where it's at for me.
Have you ever seen that dude who built? I believe he's building a truck. I don't know the specs or anything like that or model in particular, but he built an electric motor inside. Let's call it an LS. So it looks like an LS motor,
Yeah.
or it looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
a 350 or whatever.
Yeah.
But obviously everything's gutted and it's all replaced.
I
with
think I did see
actual
that. There was
EV
somebody
stuff.
put a post up about that, and I saw.
Yeah, yeah, I see it pop up every now and again. It looks pretty cool, but
That's interesting.
You know,
And I
yeah,
saw
no,
something
it's
on- There was a guy on TV that did a Mustang, I believe, with some kind of wacky electric motor in it, and it was just sizzling the tires at like 150 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I get it. It's cool, but it's like still like, where's the noise?
right. There's
Where's
a
the
lot of
smell?
stuff missing. Right
Yeah.
to the whole.
Totally different feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally different.
Exactly. What else do we have for news?
We got the FCP news.
Oh yes.
You want to chat about that?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
it is pretty cool. FCP Euro's teaming up with Lime Rock.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they're building. Actually, I should probably.
Yeah,
pull it
I
up.
got it pulled up right here.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So I'm gonna read their little post they put up on their Instagram. You can check it out there as well as pretty much every single one of their employees shared it as well. So they said they are beyond excited to announce one of the biggest partnerships in the history of FCP Euro. Today they signed an agreement with Lime Rock Park, putting a shared vision for our 10-year relationship into writing. To kick things off, we're announcing the FCP Euro Proving Grounds, a recently expanded and repaved autocross, which Chuck and I got to drive, which
Oh
was
my
fucking
god,
awesome.
that thing is absolutely bananas.
And skid pad facility, and the first of the park's upgrades in preparation for the 2021 motorsport season. Opening immediately after Memorial Day weekend, this autocross track sets a new standard for design and high-performance driver education. It is over half mile long in its maximum configuration, which it's so much fun. By the end of the season, we'll break ground on a state-of-the-art 5,000 square foot experience and event center overlooking the left-hander into No Name Straight.
Nice.
So I think that's really cool. Lime Rock was beautiful. Having been there once on, FCP Euros invite. It was awesome. It was really cool to be around. It was awesome. We got to go on the ride-alongs and the TCR cars.
Oh my god! I mean, FCP needs someone to check that baby out. Maybe take a video of it. Holler at your boys.
Yeah, we got to go
Because
out there.
Corey and I, like, we drove cars on the autocross track through lunch. I mean, it's just like,
Yeah, opted
you
not
guys
to
go
eat
ahead and eat. We'll just be out here on the autocross
Yeah.
track. Their autocross track is it's hard to explain because most autocross are obviously done in parking lots where they put cones out, but this is just like pave a go-kart track for full-size cars. Where there's no what was it? Second, it was probably a second
Yeah, like
gear.
second gear. Yeah.
And FCP brought us to this incredible like appreciation day that we talk about all the time, where it was all their project cars they've done, and just like, yeah, go ahead and drive them. And it was just
They had instructors there, so you could ride along with an instructor. They kind of talked you through it. Hey, do this, don't do this. Ride along, give you pointers. You get to go out in their TCR race cars. They took you on laps in those, which was mind-blowing.
horrifying. Yeah,
Yeah.
For them to though take that what we did that was years ago,
Yeah.
and incorporate that into something that customers and people can get to be part of.
Yeah.
It's an astonishingly good idea, and it's gonna be it does the value of it's gonna be incredible if
Yeah.
you're an
Yeah.
enthusiast. That's wild.
Yeah, super cool, super big news out of them. They actually also just had their first IMSA race this past weekend at Ohio or Mid Ohio. They did pretty good. I believe they finished 12th.
10th?
I
Yeah,
think
10th or 12th.
12th, something
Yeah.
like that. So first showing with the new car, new setup. So it's a new season for them. So we, as always, look forward to seeing what they do. And we'll be following right along. Hopefully we can get them guys in here again over the next month or so. I know they're going to be very busy, but we'd love to have them on again. So
Yeah, maybe in between races. I'd love
Just
to
send
talk to
us
them.
Jade. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
well, that's
Really miss him.
I was chatting with him just yesterday. And
Oh,
just,
really?
Yeah,
That's
just a matter
awesome,
of
man.
I threw out a couple dates, and he's got to kind of check with everybody, check with Nate, and go from there. So
Sweet.
hopefully pretty soon we get to hang out with those guys again. Another bit of news here from us. We're actually going to hold our first ever movie night. That's going to be next month. It's going to be June 19th, so pretty much a month
calendar.
to the day. And we are going to premiere the Jake Rojas film that we have been working on over the past couple of months, so that'll be there. I'm probably going to play some videos, some previous videos that I've made before that. I might extend the invite out there to some local filmmakers, as well as some of our friends in the industry, to send us a couple of their small short films so we can play those before. And after the Jake film, we might play a movie
That takes place in Tokyo.
based in Tokyo. Just, it's there.
Could be about a man that moved there.
Right. Just
Correct.
gets
Maybe
into,
against his will. Maybe gets into a little trouble.
Yeah.
And he has to move there with a family member,
right.
which he gets entered into a school and meets friends and
A whole group of
gets
people.
into hijinks.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I can't tell. I don't want to give the movie away.
Yeah.
A lot of
familiar.
tomfoolery.
For yeah.
I think I might have seen that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Skids,
couple skids.
Tokyo skids, for sure. They're definitely Tokyo skids. There.
Very recognizable.
Japanese town skids.
Very recognizable song.
Correct.
Song is, almost more popular than the movie.
Yeah.
So that's probably
It's
going to
definitely
be played.
quickly and angrily Japanese town skids.
Right now, if you go to our website, revivalmotoring.com, you can buy tickets to attend said event. We're going to have popcorn, going to have some water, probably have some cotton candy, things of that nature. You're going to have to bring your own chairs because we don't have that many of them. But, we'll make everybody as comfortable as possible. It'll be on a projection screen.
Are we gonna have like the radio tune in thing, or are we gonna have to blast?
I think we're going to have to blast.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
We have to get real crafty with it. Can we get
That's-
speakers on the roof?
We investigate a radio tune in thing? Because that's
Yeah.
gonna be a absolute shit show if we have to blast music all night.
I don't know.
Or dialogue.
Yeah,
From
I don't.
such superstars as Sir not appearing in this film.
Yeah.
We'll I think we have a solution to the
Maybe
radio
closed
thing
captions.
if need be, but that would depend on the radio thing would depend on where everybody's set up,
Okay.
because I don't know if we'll be able to fit enough cars on the side.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Could be a read along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Closed caption reading.
Everybody. Yeah. It's once again we're watching quick and angry Japanese town skids.
So you get the gist anyway. That's happening June 19th. Again, tickets
Wow,
are
that's
for
gonna be a
sale.
disaster.
For sale now.
I
We're
can't
selling
wait.
tickets.
Yeah. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
we're gonna cap this too. So
We're gonna cap it.
Yeah, because starting to promote it for a month. I have a feeling it could be a little too many people.
What time is the event going to start?
6:30 p.m.
What time is it going to conclude?
Whenever we
I like this.
6:30 a.m.
whenever
I
we
like this.
conclude. 6:30.
Can we throw a party after that?
We can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Club night.
The world is open.
Oh my
The
god!
world
I'm
is
so
open.
excited
As
for
of
this.
as of like 10 days from now, the world is open.
You
So
got your DJ rig?
As of a couple days
Actually,
ago.
yeah,
in Rhode
yeah,
Island.
for here, right?
Oh, I'll
that's
bring
true.
I'll bring my DJ equipment.
So
to,
you get the rig?
if someone just wants to hear a record these days. Like, you let me know where I need to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna happen again June 19th. Go to our website, buy your tickets. Details and information and schedule and all that sort of stuff will physically be sent to you. We're physically sending you tickets to attend this event.
Whoa.
So
Are we checking them? Who's checking them?
Probably me at the door.
No, Big Ian on the gate.
Oh my god, that'd be
boom.
perfect.
handy with the steel.
Thanks, Ian.
Yeah. So yeah, that's happening. We look forward to it. We got some details to work out.
Have we told Kyle?
No.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I think he might be finding out right now.
Yeah.
Thanks,
If he's
buddy.
listening to this.
Thanks
I
for
mean,
agreeing.
It's at night.
Yeah,
It's on a Saturday
He never
night.
works late.
It's fine. We'll be fine.
No, I'll be about it. He'll be about it. It'll be great.
Everything will be good.
I got a great T-shirt idea from
That's right,
Contribution
that's right.
Chris. One of the best ideas I ever had. I might give it to you to make it happen because I've hit such design writer's block.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
Um.
but it's an incredible idea and it would work really well for this if I'm honest.
Okay. Well,
I
maybe we
actually-
try to.
Knowing about the idea, I thought it was for this.
Maybe it was.
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
We
though, if
won't
I'm
give him that
honest.
much credit.
I mean, no. That's giving him less credit because if he
Okay.
just thought this off the top of his head, it's the craziest idea that's ever happened, and it's brilliant.
I'm excited to hear this idea.
I'm not going to tell you.
So that's happening again. Get in touch if you have any questions. Go to our website to get your tickets, and we'll be here
Can't wait.
playing some music.
Shook said 2 tickets to the donkey show.
Yeah. The old revival.
I wonder
Motor
who's going to
Donkey
put their
Show.
hand in my butt and popcorn bucket. Wait, can we get a popcorn machine?
Yes.
We can get a rental?
Was that a yes?
Yes.
Like you already have figured this out?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm running the popcorn machine.
Yes, you are.
I'm running the popcorn machine.
Wow. Everybody has.
I've always wanted to work in a movie theater.
Is that what you want to do? You're so excited.
I've always wanted to work in a movie theater.
Well, you're
I
about
thought it was
to.
the coolest thing ever.
Everybody still can.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna have a job to do.
yeah.
Yours the popcorn machine.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm
There
gonna
you
buy
go.
candy, and sell it.
You're gonna sneak it in your pants.
No, I'd sell it to other
You just
people.
don't have to.
I'm gonna make the opening speech.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. It's all gonna come together.
Oh my god, I'm so excited about the popcorn machine.
This whole thing's really excited me. I mean, I know we've known about it a bit, but like this is real now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
uh,
There's lots of local hotels.
it's all my news. Right? Yeah. No, and that's why.
Yeah, start booking now.
In all
Don't
honesty,
meet Sunday.
that's jeez. Didn't even
We'll
think of
just
that.
roll it right into.
Double whammy.
Yeah, roll it right into.
Oh yeah,
it.
because if we're doing a party after, we'll just run it to the donut meet.
Yeah.
So 6:30 to 6:30, and
Well,
then
the donut meet
donut
will be
meet
about 9.
at the-
Yeah.
yeah. There you go. There you have it. That's how things are done.
Full weekend.
But yeah, no,
Brainstorming at its best.
that's why
Yeah.
I wanted to put it out now. So because people from afar, hey, get a hotel. Yeah,
also,
it's
they'll
like-
force us to do it now, so we can't back off.
Right, that's true.
It's a good
Yeah.
call.
Put it all out there in the open.
Yeah, there's no going back now.
That's it for my news.
Good. I want to talk to Chris.
Okay, let me hit this. It's the main topic. Main topic. Can we dress like early movies era busboys and have mustaches? No, Shook, we cannot.
I'm
You
doing
can
that.
by
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, Core's definitely
Yeah,
doing that.
I'm so
He's-
into this.
he's gonna look like fucking what's his name?
Charlie Chaplin.
I'll come for that.
Yeah, here, see? Chris is in now.
I'm in.
Yep.
Oh, that's gonna be good. Chris, well, you've been busy and you're always busy.
Crazy, man.
So it's been a few years since we last sat down and chatted. A lot's changed. How many projects you got in the shop right now?
I think we're hovering around like 8 right now.
Okay,
We have a couple-
eight.
8 current builds.
All currently going on, different
Different
stages. Okay.
Close to the door, just being started. Still away getting custom chassis built.
Wow.
Yep.
Crazy stuff.
To have 8 like custom, like one-off like builds running concurrently,
It's a lot. It's a lot.
it's a lot of computing power up there.
Oh, I have a notebook for every single one of them, and it's like people don't get that. Like at 4 or 5 o'clock the day doesn't stop. Like it's
Yeah.
I'm home, I sit at my kitchen table, and it's every one of them gets their notes for the day, and it's unreal. Just
Yeah,
you gotta-
that's why it works for you though.
it works.
Yeah.
The system works. Whatever the hell we're doing just works.
So a couple questions off that. How many people do you have working for you now?
So currently it's 3 guys and myself,
All full time.
all full time.
Yep.
And recently we had the addition of 2 guys within the past 6 months.
Yep.
Marco, who's new, he's a wiring specialist and mechanical wizard and really good fabricator. He came aboard, and it's unbelievable wiring work. I mean, it saved us, to
Yeah.
be honest with you, because I can wire, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Right. That's not where you want to spend your time.
Yep.
On top of trying to manage 8 different projects at once.
It's a lot to do it all. So now I get to kind of micromanage what I do,
Yep.
give each person their job, and just set them off on their path and see you.
So that's what I was going to ask is, your days now, what do they really consist of?
So the days now, it's changed over the past 6 months, but in a good way. So now I can kind of delegate each job that each guy's got to do, and then I can take time to sit back and just go over each project, make sure everything's going smooth, and then hop in when I have a free half a day, and I can just bang out some metal work, bang out some paint work, body work, still jump into every aspect of it.
Yep.
And just do what I got to do to get it done. But the parts have been really tough to get. So that's the hardest thing, is kind of just not relying on the few people that we did get stuff from before. Now it's okay, let's spend another extra couple hours and see what we can get and expedite shipping and,
Is it parts from afar? Is that the problem? Just supply?
Yeah,
or
with,
is it
with restoration stuff, a lot of it, like, it's not local. It's more like, parts groups in California or Midwest, and everyone's behind on stock, and the parts that they had were slowly dwindling, and it's just tough to get everything.
yeah.
Everything.
Are things kind of drying up, dare I say? Or is there still
I haven't seen it dry up, but like with our computer stuff, like everything from Holly right now, we can't get anything.
Yeah.
Computer stuff can't get it. It's been like back ordered for a couple months, but things are, I guess they're supposed to be trickling in. I mean, I guess you don't know until they're actually in.
right till it shows up?
But I mean, that that's what we use.
Yeah.
2 vehicles that don't run, they just need computers just sitting there.
Yeah.
Chip shortage.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's just
It really is.
it's just
Imagine if they
throughout-
run the same ships as the Fords. Oh,
I'm sure it has something to just the parts in particular.
Oh yeah, it's
what I
just chips generally, so
Yeah.
it'll affect them too. They use
Yeah.
semiconductors. It's pretty jacked up everywhere.
it really is.
Yeah.
It's been tough.
You said you get to paint sometimes. How much time have you gotten to?
I still paint as much as we need to paint, but Noah actually helps out a lot with the paint too.
Okay.
So that's really good because he's just getting better by the day
Yep.
with the gun.
I was just going to ask how that was. Kind of letting go of
That's
painting.
tough.
Putting that on somebody else. Like,
Oh, it's tough, but like since Noah's been with me since day one, he's been in the booth, and every time I do a project, it's come in the booth, check this out, let's do this together, grab the gun, put a coat of paint on,
yep.
and it naturally slowly get better, especially if you have a knack for it and it's your passion.
Right. You just you want to run with it.
You want to run with it, yeah. And you gotta kind of like let the reins go a little bit and let somebody try something. Like, no, unless you're painting 5 cars a day, you're not Picasso in the paint booth. So I still run shit all the time.
Right. So of the 8 cars in there or current projects, what's some of the stuff that you're working on right now?
One of the big current projects, we had that orange F100 that we're trying to get done.
Yep.
So that was a big build on a Roadster Shop Revo chassis. So most people walk in the door and they see this orange truck and they're like, "Oh, that's cool. What's the chassis?" And I'm like, "That thing's hand built. Every one of them inside the shop now has got a custom chassis under it, and we use 3 different companies for those chassis just for the variations that they build. But the F100 is a big job, custom color, and we're gonna start to sell that color too.
Oh, cool. So I was going to ask that at some point. It's just I know you've been into mixing and kind of creating different colors.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, you'll post on your Instagram and whatnot when you're working with a client, how you present them all the different variations, and color wise, you can say orange, right? But there's
A
like
million different ideas with orange.
and you post up 8 or 9 different panels of a variation of a very particular orange. So
Yes,
you
yeah.
work through a lot of stuff. What's the process of creating a color?
So we use a bunch of different tints and candies and pearls from House of Color to make the custom stuff. So when it's a custom color that we produce, it's
Yep.
from House of Color.
Yep.
And they have such a big line of stuff. It's like, if you can't make a custom color with their line, I mean, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Like, it's it's become kind of easy for us
Yep.
because we're passionate about trying this one, trying that one. Let's add this much. Let's add that much. But I mean, it comes with a sacrifice of like, I can't charge for that time. So
Right. You're spending money on the materials.
we're in the booth doing spray out after spray out, looking at it in the sun, adjusting, going bath, and now you're hundreds of material that you threw out just to try to make one color. But once
Yep.
you nail it and it's perfect, it's like, whoa, holy shit.
Yep.
Got to do something special with it.
It's gonna be such a huge payoff.
Major payoff. Like,
Yeah.
So I had posted the other day something about we thought about selling a few gallons. A friend of mine told me, she's like, I think you should sell some of those colors. I'm like, that's not a bad idea. So I just put a little post up, and 3 or 4 people all over like this 4 different countries that want colors.
So how does that process? Do you do that through House of Color, or do you sell almost the combination of what it takes?
I just make the color and sell it to them.
Okay. Okay.
So I mean, it's anybody could realistically buy any one of these products off of 100 different websites,
Yep.
mix the cocktail, and make it.
Right.
So
right.
it's a formula that kind of makes it unique.
Yeah. Yeah.
know?
So you're not selling the formula. You're just selling the physical color.
I'll make it up and I'll give them the instructions
Okay.
on how to spray it.
Yep.
It's foolproof actually when you get it.
Yep.
And when you see how easy it is, no, it's the custom colors that we're doing are actually a candy base coat.
Yep.
So it has candy, pearl, and it's kind of translucent, but you got to go over a certain base, whether it's silver, gold, or black or something, and it'll change the color drastically.
Yep. And that's in multiple steps, right? Applying all the different.
Multiple steps. It's pretty much a tri-stage. So after your sealer coat, when you're ready for paint,
Yep.
it's basically silver, black, or gold base coat, and let it dry, and then put your mid coat on, which will be the candy base coat that I provide. and
Okay.
then clear coat after that. So it's like a tri-stage.
Yep.
It's not too difficult. It's actually really easy.
Yep. But yeah, again, it takes that time and development to figure out what the actual color is. Now, this truck in particular, you presented the customer with all these options. Did they pick this particular color?
He did, but we kind of pushed him in the direction that we thought he needed to go
Yep.
because he had an idea. He wanted an orange truck, and all those pictures that he was sending me were just a little dated. So I wanted to bring him up to speed. I wanted to build this guy a truck that was going to look cool in the next 20 years.
Yep.
So that's why we decided we have to develop a color for this truck. And it actually worked out pretty good too because he was involved in it and he felt like really special. And like I want everybody that we build a vehicle for to feel special, like they had a part in a, so I talk to some customers every single day.
Right. Right.
How'd you do this? What'd you do that? Can you change it a little bit here? Can you change a little bit there? So it really gives them that involvement of, I had a part in that build.
And they know something like there's progress being made.
Progress every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. As
Yeah.
much as we can every day. And sometimes we wait for parts, but you can't really change that.
Right. So that truck, what stage is it in now? Where does it sit? How far off is it?
It's like 95% done.
Wow. Okay.
The wood is being stained for the bed.
Yep.
Wheels are being shipped from Florida. They were like 14 weeks to get the wheels.
Yep.
It was they said 14 weeks, but I think we were like 16. But
wow. Yeah.
most wheel companies are like that now when they're custom 3-piece wheels.
Yep.
And then door parts for it. So like reproduction door handles and window guts and trim. It's almost impossible to get. Like the 4 people that I could possibly buy those parts from, nobody has anything.
Wow.
So it's difficult. So we're going to resort to using the original exterior door handles because we didn't modify them. Just kind of polish them up. It's not really worth re-chroming those, and just they look decent enough to kind of get us by for now.
Yeah.
So we can at least put them on the truck and
get it to that. Right.
get it to the stage where you can actually open the door and look at
Yeah.
the vehicle. And
And it's not going to take anything away from it.
no, not at all, especially with how this one came out.
What's in that for a motor?
So this one runs a 6.2 liter LS. I wasn't too keen on putting a Ford motor in. It's just not my thing.
Yep.
So it's all Chevy drivetrain in this Ford truck, but I made the motor look like a factory 292 Ford.
Oh, wow.
So we handmade a set of valve cover adapters to fit a factory 292 valve cover, and that took a ton of time. So
Yep.
painted those to match the motor. What makes it really unique is it is fuel injected, but it has the Holley Terminator system on it, so it actually looks like a Dominator carburetor
Yep.
sitting on an intake manifold. The only carbureted intake manifold they make for an LS has fuel injection bosses on it. So we milled those off, we welded the hole shut, metal finished them, body worked it, painted it, because the fuel injectors are actually inside the throttle body.
Yep.
So now it looks like a carbureted intake. There's no wiring on this motor. You can't see any wiring.
That's super cool.
And we actually adapted a 292 air cleaner to the motor too. So at first glance, this thing looks like a factory
right.
292.
You really have to get somebody who's familiar with it to kind of pinpoint like, oh, wait, what's off about
Oh
that?
yeah, like it just looks like a Ford motor with a serpentine belt on it. That's all it looks like.
Fuck, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Pretty
I'll
cool.
go look.
There's a
Uh,
picture of it.
So what are some of the other projects?
Let's move down the line. We got Rob's 1977 Chevy C10 that we've been doing a ton of fabrication on over the past year and a half.
Yep.
Super unique setup. It's a twin turbo 427 built by Golan in New Hampshire. I hand built every bit of the twin turbo parts on this thing: headers, manifolds, most of the all intercooler systems all handmade. The cooling system's handmade. Full roll bar. Actually, the radiator sits in the bed of the truck on the roll bar. So it's really unique. So there's custom coolant tubes going under the truck that are all handmade out of aluminum.
Oh wow.
It's pretty wild.
What materials are you working with for like intercool plumbing and all that sort of stuff, and just general plumbing? Are you sticking with aluminum, or have you gotten into titanium? And for instance,
Titanium I got into a few years ago, probably probably like 7 years ago now, and I started experimenting with it on my 32 coupe, which is twin turbo, and all the exhaust and wastegate dumps are all titanium on that.
Yep.
It's a fun material to work with. It's just expensive.
Crazy
so
money, right?
Explain that to a customer like, hey, this is going to be 5 times more than it would be to make out of stainless. They're like,
Right.
So luckily with Rob's truck, he saw it on my 32. He's like, yeah, I want that. It was not even a question.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we did the exhaust manifolds I handmade out of 321 stainless.
Yep.
I had somebody hand make a set of exhaust flanges for us, all CNC. The turbo elbows are all handmade CNC'd. And the wastegate dumps are all titanium. And I kind of blued the end. I torched the ends of them so they get like a little blue color to them.
Yeah.
What else? All the intake stuff is all aluminum. And we use those special alpha locks that are it's like a quick lock coupler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different styles of those clamps, but these are the best quality I've ever found. And we started using those when the first time
gonna
I
say,
saw this kid post those clamps, I'm like, I need those.
Use those for a while.
Long time. Yep. And then, so the intercooler stuff, it's all big Bell intercoolers, and everything's handmade. All the intakes are handmade. And, it's a ton of time to make, cut everything, fabricate it all. It's a lot of work.
How do you keep track of your hours? Is it all in the notebooks?
Every customer gets a notebook, and every customer gets an invoice for the week. So each day we write down exactly what we did to that vehicle down to the half an hour.
Wow.
So
okay. Yep.
It's really itemized. That does take a lot of time to do.
Yep. But I feel like it's worth it in the end.
I think it's the only way to do it. I mean, I have other shops that ask us how we bill, how do we do this, how do we do that, and
Yep.
Each car gets a separate invoice weekly, and it's the only way to do it.
Because I feel like if you don't do that, you can very easily, accidentally, unintentionally buy a bunch of materials
And screw
start throwing stuff at it, and oh shit, I don't know what I used. It's fine. But again, when you start adding all this stuff up, you're gonna shortchange yourself in no time.
So I have a lot of friends that ask, they'll send me a message all the time, like, how do you separate body shop supplies from? And I'm like, well, each person needs a certain amount of stuff. So once we get going on a project, like there's always leftover materials. And leftover materials kind of just go towards the next project. Like it's on the shelf stuff. You don't charge for it. And say a car comes in for just body and paint, they're going to buy X amount of materials for that car. So you can't just buy like 3 grinding discs. You got to buy a box of like 25.
Yeah.
And we'll use probably most of them on that car. Say we have 5 left, they go into the extra stock. But that customer is also getting extra stock left over from the last car. So it comes out in the wash, and it's a really good system for us.
Yep.
So everybody basically, and some of the stuff I just eat the cost on.
Yeah.
Because it's like we buy a roll of plastic or a roll of paper. Like, how do you know you used 4 inches of that?
Right.
paper?
You're not going to sit there. Right. You're not going to waste time measuring
No.
and all that sort of shit. Right.
So-
For those, what do you call it? Consumables in
So
a way.
for those consumables, there's a laundry list of stuff that I eat. I eat the cost on.
Yep.
And I don't mind. It's honestly like, a drop in the bucket compared to some of the money we have to spend on some of these builds.
Right, and that's the thing. It's like you can lose it real fast when you're getting into actual material costs, metals, fittings, all that sort of stuff.
Correct.
It also helps
Yeah.
your customer keep an eye on it, right? Because it's not like, you build a car, it's a heavy money vehicle, and then it's, they get the bill 8 months later and like,
So-
I'm having second thoughts on this.
you're
It's
right.
like the car's built.
You're right. And I know customers that have come to our shop from other shops saying, I just didn't know where the money was going. The system wasn't correct. I really want it. And I sit everybody down. I'm like, this is how it works.
Yeah, 1 by 1 invoice. This is what happened this week. You can come look at it.
Every week. And my customers have it open to a policy at my shop. Like, if you're in the area, just come on by. Don't even knock. Just walk in the door.
Yep. Did you always have that policy of invoicing every week?
Yeah, since day one.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yep.
So it wasn't like you had to retrain existing customers or anything like that.
No, everyone's just been the same. And I had actually a good friend of mine who doesn't even do what I do. He's into heavy equipment repair, who told, like, when I was a kid, when I met this guy, he was the one who told me how to bill.
Yep.
He's like, this is what you need to do every single day. Look at this worksheet. Make this every week for each one of your cars. I'm like, That's a great idea.
Yeah, it's like priceless advice. That's
Priceless
amazing.
advice.
It's seriously because it's such a huge factor that everything's it's the glitz and glamour is there for building and finishing and making exhaust and doing, but to be a functioning business, there's a lot more to
There's
it.
a lot that makes it function. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Um,
difficult.
So, how do you have so many people kind of asking you to do work nowadays? Do you pick and choose your projects?
So I've been picky and choosy for about, I want to say like 5 years now.
Okay.
So for a long time, it was, okay, well, this guy wants this small job. He wants just an exhaust system or just a this. And we would take it because it's like, oh my God, they're calling me for work. That's great. Like,
Right. Work is work. Yeah.
yeah. And this all started out of a 2-car garage where it was, if somebody asked me for work, like I didn't try to advertise or anything. And it was just like a word of mouth thing. And so for a long time, I had that, I have to take everything that comes in the door. And then it slowly started to change where I didn't have to take everything that comes in the door. Now I, fast forward to, 2021, I have a system of shops that are good friends of mine that they're the only people I would trust to work on cars. So on a weekly basis, I'll get a phone call, email, and I'd say 90% of the calls we get, I don't take.
Yeah.
I'll just send them to friends.
Yep.
And it's like we like 10% of those customers we actually take because we just pretty much specialize in only full builds right now.
Okay. That's kind of what I was.
Yep.
It's just almost all or nothing.
It's all or
realistically.
nothing. Yeah.
And I mean, you have people waiting, right? If there's just each slot
Yeah.
is kind of full.
Slots are full.
Yeah.
So right now we're backlogged for about 3 years,
Holy shit.
and we're like super close to saying no to new customers.
Yeah.
But I mean that could change. So
Yeah.
but right now, I mean, we do multiple for each customer kind of right now. Like one customer I've done 5 cars for,
Right.
a couple
right.
trucks.
Yep.
Or we'll start a project for a customer and then, hey, I got this other one if you have time to work on it. And it obviously he's already got a foot in the door and it's a no-brainer and he wants to do a build and we're talking about a rendering and it's let's get it going.
And there's a familiarity with them. There's
Absolutely.
a relationship that
Easy to work with.
Yeah.
Great
yeah.
people. Like these customers become friends. They're not just like random people you see once a week,
Right. It's a different it's
It's a
not
different world.
It's not a mechanic relationship.
It's not, no,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah, because again, like you said, even with the paint and development of colors, they're involved in the process.
Absolutely.
How do you work with the customer to determine what chassis they want to build off of, or is that project specific? I think you
So
kind of
sometimes
mentioned that.
the chassis stuff is project specific and time specific. And like how I mentioned, we use 3 different chassis shops right now.
Yeah,
The truck stuff right now, I'm using Chop and Block. They're out of California because he keeps chassis in stock for like a ton of stuff. Like I'll call to get a chassis. It's 3 to 4 weeks delivered to my door. And that's fantastic. We also have a great relationship with Roadster Shop.
I was going to say you get to travel out there. Not too long
we get
ago.
to travel with those guys too. They're a blast. So and their chassis are, they're a little bit longer to get, but it's super top quality. And they'll do a full 3D scan of the vehicle. So we sent the '66 Impala to them, had them scan the whole thing, and then build the chassis to that.
Oh wow!
That car. And we got to fly out, see the whole rendering, see the thing in SolidWorks, and see how they were actually designing the frame,
Yep.
and kind of sign off on it before they started to build. So that was really cool.
Now, scanning that vehicle in particular, what are some of the benefits to sending the car out there? Because I mean, for a numbskull, an Impala is an Impala.
An Impala is an Impala, but for the style chassis, that body in particular, they didn't have a chassis for that year car yet.
Okay.
So it was beneficial to ship the car.
Oh, okay. Right. I get. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yep.
they took the body off the chassis and scanned every mounting point,
Yep.
every crease, every dent in the floor,
Yep.
and then built the chassis on a computer to fit that car, and then built a jig table to build the chassis in, and then test fitted the car to the chassis, and then shipped it back.
Oh wow. Yeah.
It's a huge expense, but I mean, at the end of the day,
Everybody wins.
everybody wins. We had an amazing product. The
Right.
customer's super happy.
There's another
They get
line
an
that they
Impala
can
line.
right. There's a line that they can now
Now there's
sell.
another line that they can sell.
Yeah.
And we actually went on the first ever Barrett Jackson road tour like 8 months ago now. And I didn't know that most of the Roadster Shop guys were coming, and we just hung out with them the whole time. And they were a friggin' blast.
That's
Like,
super cool.
Every
Did-
day we were like 300 to 500 miles. Like it was wild.
Did you? You obviously had relationships with them before even
Yeah,
knowing,
prior, yeah.
right? Just because working relationships and
Working,
whatnot.
yeah,
So
yeah. Talking to the salesman, the owners are great guys too, and
Yeah.
haven't met them till we went on the road trip. And then it was like every day we're like having lunch with these dudes, burning tires on back roads with these guys,
Right. Right.
flying through. Where did we go? It was like Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, back down to Florida. It was unbelievable. A wild trip.
What else do you have in the shop?
We have a 66 GMC pickup truck we're doing for, we call him Rob the Roofer. Really cool guy. And he's
Rob the Roofer.
Rob the Roofer. So there's two Robs. There's Rob the Fisherman, Rob the Roofer.
All right.
We had to separate their names somehow to kind of keep them unique.
Keeping it simple.
And on the invoice, I write the Roofer or something just so I know which one I'm dealing with.
Yep.
And we're building up a 66 GMC pickup, which actually kind of emulates the 65 C10 we did for Dave last year, the red one.
Yep.
And he saw that truck and fell in love with it. So now we're on this build with him, and we decided to go the Roth Speed chassis route. He's out of Vermont, and he builds a super high-end custom chassis, billet control arms, front and rear, billet independent rear-end housing. It's like a third one in existence.
Oh my
And
God. Billet stuff is so
It's badass.
so cool.
It's badass. So we're actually going to just clean the machined aluminum control arms at rear end and clear coat it, just to kind of give it a different look. And we're building a custom hatch in the bed of the truck, all out of aluminum that'll lift on actuators so you can see the polished rear end.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm days into this friggin' thing. Like it's I probably have another week and a half just into the bed floor.
Oh wow.
It's unreal. Yeah, the whole bed floor is handmade, and we're flying in this guy. His name's Lou DeFusco. He's a custom painter, but his technique and his specialty is foxwood.
Yep.
And he basically does like transoms of boats. But if you ever see that like fake wood look in the back that's pretty popular.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's gonna paint the bed floor to look like a grayish black smoked looking wood grain, so it almost like a burnt wood.
Yep.
And then we'll clear coat over it, fully polish it. So it's gonna be pretty wild.
Man, it's like these builds are just taking on a level of.
Oh, it's insanity. Like,
Did you ever imagine it going to this level?
No. I can remember being a kid working out of my parents' garage thinking if one person gave me a restoration, I'd be fucking set for life. And
Right.
now we do like
There's 8 in the shop right now.
now we do like 8 to 10 at a time, and it's like, holy shit, like that's wild.
Do
That's
you-
crazy,
I know things are great right now. Do you want to grow, continue, add more people?
So yeah, I mean it'd be great to, but I don't want to have an issue where it's now we hired 3 more guys after the 3 good 4-man crew we have now. Like
Yeah.
we function really well together.
I was gonna say it's very important for who the player is on the team.
It's super
Right.
important. We've tried a few guys out over the past couple of years, and it's like they last a month, they last 3 months, and they're not on our pace, they're not on our scale of quality.
Yep.
And which is it's fine. You can maybe use them in a different industry, but ours is really specific, and you got to be passion driven to do this type of work.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not
There's-
just I have kids that ask me all the time, teach me, and it's like I don't want to say no because that's kind of ignorant, but at the same time, like you got to have like some kind of passion of your own to get out there and wrench and learn and
Yep.
fail and try and do better, and before you even attempt a shop like that.
I can imagine it being very difficult to find somebody to go, good enough is not good enough. You're like to stop them. So no, I got to do this again. Good. No, it's not. It's subpar. It's just not
Happens
that
all the time.
level.
It'll happen to me. It happened to everybody. It's not like you're gonna go in every day and build perfection and walk out like the fucking man. Like
Right. Right.
they're a challenge. You're building something that doesn't exist. Like today, Eric was working on a firewall, the GMC, had a piece. He was looking at it. I said, listen, make it again. I don't give a shit.
Yep.
What do you mean? I'm like, just make it again. Fuck it. Make it perfect. All right. And he was all happy about it because he's like, all right, make it
Yeah.
again.
Right. Right. And are
Doesn't
there
matter.
some days with you in particular where stop? I'm going to put this down now and I'm going to come back tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. This bed floor has been kicking my ass.
Yeah.
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 Especially like hand making the whole frame out of 1/2 by 1 bar stock aluminum. I just wanted it to be super sturdy and super light.
Yep.
Everybody makes them out of steel, and I just wanted something different, and which proposes a challenge for mounting and what kind of the bed floor is going to. This 4x4 square in the center of the bed floor is going to sit perfectly flush with the rest of the bed when it's fully closed.
Yep.
But now you got to reverse engineer it. Now you got to know that top plate that you're putting on that's going to be 1/8 of an inch thick, so your frame's going to be an eighth of an inch lower. Now build all your mounts to that.
Right. Where everything's going to land.
Yeah, and then you run into a challenge where the hinge you bought doesn't articulate back far enough, and now you're going to get a different hinge and start over, and that kills a whole day.
Right.
So it does
right.
get a little frustrating, but I've learned to just walk away for a day or two, work on something else, and then I'll start thinking about it in the background, and then just hop right back on it and bang it out.
Yep.
Because if you try to kill yourself on one thing, you're just going to burn yourself out.
And just get frustrated
Oh,
with
yeah.
it. And yeah.
You got to see that coming.
What currently? What's your favorite thing to do?
My favorite thing to do. That's really tough. Probably take my dog for a walk. No. Favorite thing to do is to sit in my welding bench with some headphones and just like
Okay.
lay beads down all day.
Is there favorite material to weld?
I'd say the easiest material for me to weld is probably aluminum. I just find it super friggin' easy to do.
Yep.
Titanium is extremely easy. Stainless can be a challenge because I do a lot of stainless repair still for people. Now that scaled back, I told you that I only do the big builds, but there's a couple big name shops that I'll only do their specialty repair, and they have to bring it to me clean and prepped. And if it takes me, it'll no more than like a half-hour thing.
Yep.
But there's only like 3 shops I do that for.
Yep.
So that type of stuff I love to do. So it's like a quick repair. I can hop in. I do the only welding for this guy who does trim repair on the East Coast. He does super high-end trim repair. And we're talking stuff that's like 30 thousandths thick, and it's got to be perfect so we can polish it and sand it.
Yep.
I love the challenge. So for me, it's like, how small can I make that bead and make that metal perfect and blend something back in? And
How close can you get it to
perfect,
to
yeah.
leave minimal
Absolutely flawless.
finishing work? Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched some of the like NASCAR welding challenges and
Never
you know,
seen one, no.
building like I've been fascinated with them lately, just building closed boxes out of aluminum. Again, it's that same thing. It's just trying to make a simple square box. It's just one of the, I'll send you the link. It's actually quite cool.
It's funny that you say that because a guy I follow on Instagram, Joel at Overkill Racing Chassis, he started making like welding kits.
Yep.
And I'm like, that's kind of cool. I'm going to support him. I'm going to buy one and I'm going to weld one of his kits together. So I did. He made this like wacky looking thing with like 6 tubes connecting in it, and it was all just a mild steel. So it was DOM. I think it was 1 3/4 eighth wall DOM, and it's all laser cut. And he just wanted people to weld them as like just a fun thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So me and a bunch of other guys that are halfway decent at what we do bought them and started welding them up, and it was just a fun thing to sit there and run beads all day and
Yep. It's
challenge
a bit of a
yourself.
challenging thing. Right. Right. Yeah. It can help keep you sharp, if you will.
Honestly, it's just a tool, at the end of the day. Like, people ask me all the time, like, why do you, how come that looks the way it does? Because they don't know that after work, you shut the door, you shut the lights off to the front door, and you're sitting in the back, like, going over your pattern,
Yep.
just trying new things. Like, trying is half the battle. I get messages all the time. What's the easy answer? How do you do this? What's that setting? I'm like, I can't even answer you, man. Like, that's just kind of an ignorant thing to ask somebody who went out of their way to really, like, fine tune a machine to make it work the way they want.
There is no easy, it's trial and error with almost anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, you spend hours and hours and hours doing something. How are you supposed to answer someone about?
It's honestly, it's kind of it's a very ignorant thing to ask. A guy
Yeah.
like me,
Yeah. It's that, what's that quote? I'm probably going to muck it up, but it's one of those things where like, you're paying me for the years past, not this right now.
Yeah, from my experience.
That's kind of how it should work.
Exactly. Like when I'm sitting on the couch at midnight researching this little issue that I had to try to figure it out, save that for tomorrow morning so I can run in the shop and get it going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
tell us about some of your current personal projects.
oh man, I got fucking too many of those. I think I got like 13 right now.
Holy shit.
A lot.
Really? 13.
Oh yeah, I got like how many C10s do I have? I think I have 6 C10s, maybe 7.
Wow.
72 Blazer. I got
Oh,
89
72 Blazer?
Oh yeah, yep.
Wow, that's cool.
89 GMC Jimmy. I just bought another 85 Blazer out of Parks, Arizona. Had it shipped in. It's like absolutely perfectly burnt patina.
Yep.
0 rust. Runs like a bag of shit. The kid's like, "Oh, you're gonna jack this thing up?" I'm like, "Nope. We're gonna 2-wheel drive swap it, put an LS in it, put it in the ground, permanent like 1 season vehicle, no top on it because the whole top comes off."
Yep.
Building my 58 Apache. So that was a custom chop and block chassis.
Yep.
What did we do in that thing? I did a 6-liter with an LSA blower on it, automatic. Just something fun to cruise around in.
Yeah.
I got my IROC still. I blew the motor up in that, and I built a brand new 6.2-liter stroker for it.
So what happened with that? It just
so what I bought that thing as like an abortion project with somebody's like attempted an LS swap.
Yep.
And the thing was a basket case. It was all sanded down. The paint was faded, so me and Noah actually sanded and painted the whole car. And that was shortly after you had shot that car.
Yep.
Was that the first issue?
That was first issue. Yeah. Yeah.
I post those pictures all the time, man. That thing's fucking awesome. So it had a stock LS one in it, and I changed a turbo on it. I changed some piping on it.
Yep.
And then I smoked the rings out of it pretty bad, and it was just chugging like a friggin' train down the road. And it ran perfectly fine, but just the oil smell was just killing me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had Don Hardy out of Texas build a custom 6.2 stroker for it. And we had it on the dyno, and I had it down at Performance Automotive in Plymouth, and my friend Travis calls me. He goes, "This thing just made 800 horse to the tire on 18 pounds of boost. Do you want me to keep going? I'm like, no, I don't. I just want to drive it.
Yeah.
At the time, I owned a Corvette with 850 to the tire too, and I'm like, I don't need another one. I was like, bring it to 600 so I can drive the thing normally.
Yeah.
Kind of normal.
Yeah.
Just just so I want to have fun with it. He's like,
Reasonable.
reasonable power. You're right. So the IROC's been kicking ass. What else do I got? I got my 32 Ford still.
Yep.
So that's still kicking. I rebuilt the whole turbo system on that.
Yep.
So that kind of fell to the wayside because we got so busy, and there was my Saturday project. But the IROC took my Saturdays, and now the Apache's taking my Saturdays, and now the 10 more have taken my Saturdays.
There's only so many Saturdays, my friend.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous, dude. I try to hammer out as much as I can.
Oh, Jesus.
They
And then
each get like a couple a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm building
That's
myself a
wild.
78 GMC pickup. The one that I painted gold, I made a custom color for that also.
Yep.
And that's going to come back so we can sand it down and do a full two-tone out of paint. But it'll be a crazy custom 70s two-tone, so that's going to be really wild.
What do you do besides car stuff? What do you do for fun besides car stuff?
Man, what do I do?
When you get time, of course.
Well, family's really important, so I'm always hanging with my nieces and nephews.
Yep.
You know, like
Yep.
Sundays.
Trying to teach them. Every now and again,
am.
I see him coming in the shop and whatnot.
My nephew's 12 now. When he was 3, I taught him how to weld.
Yep.
And he could TIG weld and MIG weld at 3 years old.
That's awesome.
And he knew what he was doing. The kid was loving it. Like,
Yeah.
I told him like this year, I said, hey, you know, your summer project, I know he's trying to take classes at different schools because he's a couple of years he'll be in high school.
Yep.
So we're trying to get his foot in the door at a bunch of different places and see what perks his interest. So I said, you know, for a couple extra bucks, man, you got to come to the shop and just help out a couple days a week, and he's all about it. Like,
Yep.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
I was going
about
to say,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. It's over the summer. That's going to give him
yeah,
all
plenty of time.
sorts of, yeah.
Plenty of time.
He'll really be able to kind of figure things out from
Be the
there.
coolest kid in school.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. And
So
like,
yeah, when his uncle drops him off in the Apache, you know.
They're like, yeah,
Yeah.
what did you do this summer? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I spent my summer, at TIG weld and a bunch of turbo setups for it. You know?
they're like, yeah, okay, I don't believe you.
Yeah. That's incredible. Now, the engines you use, what was that name you said?
Don Hardy.
Don Hardy. They're like just works of art.
It's artwork, yeah.
It's incredible. Like you just buy one and leave it on the stand and just look at it. Like put it in the corner of your room and just like look at it.
Honestly, I would just because I walk
Yeah.
in the showroom every day and we look at a 1500 horse motor from Nelson Racing, all twin turbo, nasty. Right next to that's a Don Hardy. I think it's not an LSA. I forget what that thing is, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's just like a 427 stroked 6.2 base motor with a big Whipple on it that makes 950 on pump gas. But the whole motor is powder coated, the block, the blower. So
Yeah.
Right.
there's a lot of time involved in doing some coatings like that. And
Yeah.
his motors are a work of art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
They're just like pieces of man jewelry.
it's man jewelry. Yeah. I mean,
It's this man jewelry.
it really doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, because when I was able to visit the shop, right when you walked in, there was those engines that I just like.
Yeah, you're like
I don't need to go any further.
Yeah.
The one that was all
Like-
matte black.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah.
Oh,
was
that
like-
one in
yeah.
Dave's C10. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
bad. That thing made 952 on pump. And me and Dave had taken it for the first test drive down the street.
Yeah.
And I barely tapped the gas, and the thing was just sideways. And he looks at me like, "Don't do that again." I'm all right, all right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of power to get used to if you're not used to it. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something you could ever get used to. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's almost too much. But I mean, men I always want more than what
Yeah, there's
they
always
really
more.
need. Like,
Yeah.
why would you have less? I mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Sneeze and you'll have a real accident.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
what I mean? It's just like, oh shit.
Seriously,
Yeah,
yeah. And
yeah.
the way that these like drive-by-wire setups are now,
Right.
it's like fucking,
It's so instantaneous. Yeah.
you're just burning tires right away.
So what do you got coming up? I mean, obviously,
Well, we got a couple more in the shop. So we got a 69 GTO that's
Yep.
on a custom Roth Speed chassis,
yep.
and that's getting a 1500 horse Nelson motor. And this dude's really cool. He's a drummer. He's a super unique guy. He's been to the shop one time, dropped the car off. I'm friends with his brother. He's like, go ahead, build it, have fun, get a rendering done, order some shit, send me the stuff that you want to do. I'll okay it. I'm, all right, awesome. I just have a really great customer base right now, and it's nothing's a question. It's all just
Right.
make a decision together and move on.
And I was going to say, it seems like you're very fortunate to not be struggling with chasing people.
No, and it's actually turning around the other way, which is really crazy to say. And my customers understand, but at the same time, it's like a kid walking into a candy store. When can I have it? I want it now. When's it going to be done?
Yeah.
That when's it going to be done is a really tough question to ask at a shop like mine when
Right.
most of the work is handmade.
Yeah.
Because again, like we were talking about before, you can have, a week where you get a lot of headway, but one particular piece,
Oh, it'll just
this
kick your
isn't
ass.
working, and
It'll kick your
it
ass.
took, an extra 4 days.
You can't project what any little thing is going to be.
Yeah.
As many as you do, each job is different. It always proposes a challenge.
Yep.
You know,
And it seems like they're all relatively understanding. Yeah, and I get it.
They are.
You know, they
Yeah.
want to see the final product and enjoy it ultimately.
of course. Yeah.
Wear their man jewelry, if you will.
Oh yeah, and when it's done, it's even better. Like you can just like Dave, you go to his garage and
Yep.
I actually got to. I had a new customer come to the shop. Rob Nikovic from the Patriots came by,
Yep.
and he wanted to
I
see
forgot about that. Yeah, I seen that.
wicked cool dude. Loves cars. And
Yep.
I'd say he's a bigger car guy than a football guy, but he probably kicked my ass for saying that. So I said, listen, we got to go to Dave's house. He's got a bunch of stuff that I finished. He's only right down the street. Let's just take a ride and check it out.
Yep.
So we went, and he got to see kind of a different world as far as muscle car stuff goes. Because you're looking at the Dave's patinaed 66 Impala that we did that we didn't paint.
Yep.
From the outside, it just looks like grandma's cruiser. And I took him for a ride in it, and it's like, there's no way you're not grabbing the fucking oh shit bar in this thing because we're burning tires at 60 down the road like it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's just that these vehicles are not just a big power engine and something. It's the
And
whole
it's
total
not-
package.
And it's not the typical muscle car form that you'd expect of
No.
just, like old, loud, big, not very fast in some cases.
Yeah.
It's the exact opposite of just
They're super fast.
fast,
Very nimble.
everything thought about, refined,
Yeah.
and taken to the degree.
Next level. And even the Impala was a good one for me to take him for a ride in because we had used the first time I've ever used a electric master cylinder out of a Tesla was in Dave's car. So we had to custom fab most of the firewall stuff to make it work with the brakes that were in the car.
Yep.
And once we got the system figured out, it was just, I've never, ever, ever driven a car with nicer brakes in my entire life. Like, first off, it's got 6-piston bare calipers and 14.5-inch rotors on all 4 corners. So that's a plus.
Yeah.
But now add electric power behind it, and it's just, this thing is, it's really finicky on your foot, but once you get used to it, you'll never want to drive anything else. It's just really responsive to you. You
Yeah.
can drive the thing with you can brake with one toe and stop anywhere in any condition.
Because communicating by wire, right? And
Yeah,
then
it's-
ultimately sending.
It's all electric. It's
Yeah.
all electric, yeah.
Yeah. So it's almost instantaneous.
It's like
to
an electric
apply.
booster on a regular master cylinder, but it's a package.
Yep.
So the master cylinder is actually sized to that electric motor that's inside there.
Yep.
Wild stuff, yeah. So it's cool to kind of integrate that into these new hot rods where it looks like 1966, but when you get in it, it's not. It's
Right. Doesn't fun- it's-
2021 all
right.
day.
Functionality.
Yep.
Is he going to be a new customer?
Well, we're trying to find an Impala for him. So if anybody out there is listening who has a 63, 64 two-door hardtop Impala, shoot us a message because we're looking. And he's looked at 6 already, I think, and they're all just not, rotted and
Yep. Too far gone.
yeah, patched on. So we're trying to find him something. So we're keeping our eyes open.
Get him in there. How
was-
many? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What was the thing you were working on recently? You were just grinding all the Bondo off of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I meant to get to that too. So I don't really repair vehicles for people, but this is a friend of a friend who bought his wife a 70 Chevelle convertible for her birthday and let a shop do some mechanical repair to it. And one of the guys had taken the car for a test drive. And
Oh boy.
there was some kind of mechanical malfunction, I guess, and they ran into a pole at 50. And
Jesus.
we're still not sure the car is totaled. We're just waiting on the appraisers to come back and see what they want to do with it. But the only reason I decided to work on it is because it was such a good friend of a very good customer of mine that I couldn't say no.
Yep.
And nobody else in the area I wouldn't really say is too qualified to take on a repair of that extent. So we had just started to work on the car, and I was fortunate enough to have some customers that had NOS parts for this car. So I found him a frame in a day, and you search the internet for a 70 Chevelle convertible original frame, and I mean, I don't think you're going to find one. You
Right.
can try, but
Right.
so we found him some parts fast, and I knew that I had the resources to fix it. That's why we took it. And we, the frame was junk, so bought a new frame. The body's more than savable, but the firewall was pushed in a little bit. So I had a friend of mine put it on a frame machine and actually just pull the damage back a little bit, and now it's flawless. So we decided to strip the bodywork and metal finish the firewall, so it's absolutely perfect. And that's when I discovered all the body filler. So we actually had to strip more of it.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So it's slowly turning into a can of worms, but we're trying to prevent it from being a total loss.
I mean, you were almost sitting there with like a hammer and a chisel.
I should have chiseled it,
Yeah.
but the grinder was too much fun.
Yeah.
So Noah had the vacuum, I had the grinder, and we every 2 minutes we're like, holy shit, does it go any deeper? And it just was deeper.
It just keeps going and going.
They caved the firewall in about 3/4 of an inch, and Picasso did the mud work on this thing. It was flawless. You couldn't tell.
I've seen you work on it. I was like, I gotta ask him about this because this has
Yeah.
got to have some sort of story to it.
Oh yeah, bad story. But the guy, he's an awesome customer and wants the car fixed and has a
Yeah.
really good insurance company I've never heard of. And apparently they like really go out of their way for their customers.
Yep.
I guess it's Rudd Insurance. I'd never heard of them, but apparently they're super high end.
Yep.
And
So they're at least understanding of
Oh,
these
s-
scenarios.
they're super pleasing to their customers because they are high end people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's kind of cool to know that.
Yeah. No, for sure. You can pass it along.
Yeah, that's it.
What else what's next for 2021 in particular?
Oh man, so I actually just got off the phone today. We're going to shoot a commercial for the first time ever.
Yep.
So that's going to happen midsummer.
Yep.
We have Max Productions coming down, and he's going to just do like a little walk around in the shop of us working and then driving some of the cars, and it should be really cool. So that's going to be a new venture for us because we don't really do any kind of video stuff at the shop. So
Yeah.
I
yeah.
kind of wanted something to let everybody know kind of what we do, and they can watch us work a little bit, and
Yep.
just something cool rather than just seeing a post all day and hey, working on this today. And
Right. It's a bit more of an in-depth look.
in depth.
Yeah.
Yep. So we got that going on. What else we got going on? We may do SEMA this year. Not sure if we're going to bring anything this year. We'd like to do Good Guys with Dave's red truck that we had finished
Yep.
because that's a big deal for us too. And it's tough to do events like that and take time off because, number one, like I don't really take much vacation from the shop anyway. Maybe like 2 4-day weekends a year or something like that.
Yeah.
So our spare time is kind of limited. So to do an event like that's a big deal.
Yep.
So if we can do it, it's like the whole shop's going to have to go because if we're going to go, we're going to go.
Right. Enjoy it. Yeah. Get
Yeah.
out there and right.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
You said dive all the way in.
Dive in. It's tough to do everything you want to do,
Yep.
but we're trying to make it all work. And but you start at 6 a.m. and before you know it, it's 3 o'clock, and it's like, holy shit, I did 2 things today.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not an industry where you're banging out crazy amounts of work daily.
Right. It's not quantity.
It's not. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know we have a handful of questions.
Yeah.
Before we get into the questions, where can everybody reach you at?
Well, if you hop on the Instagram page, that's big. We kind of update that daily. We don't really do the Facebook too much. So Instagram's a big thing. Chris Cerce Customs, pretty easy to find, and all of our information.
CERC.
Yeah,
E.
CHRIS, CERCE.
Yeah.
Customs.
Make sure I spelled that right.
That's right.
And then chriscercecustoms.com.
Yep, that's the website. But
Yep.
all that information's right at the top of the page.
Yep.
Cell phone, email, it's all right there.
So if anybody has, some parts that he was looking for or potentially
Or has a 2-door hardtop Impala
Yeah.
63,
Yeah.
64 laying around.
I needed an Impala.
And if you're not already, definitely go follow him. The work is absolutely incredible. And we can get into some questions now. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of different things that pop up. So there's probably going to be a mixed bag of questions. So feel free to chime in on all of them, Chris.
Sure, go ahead.
Let's see. Actually, let me go all the way to the bottom here. TDs
TDs.
just writes, what should I do when I meet John Stairs?
Is he
That's
going to
right.
meet stairs?
He's going to meet Stairs
John
and
and TDs are both going to be in Helen, Georgia
Yeah.
for
Oh.
the thing. You should mouth kiss him.
Yeah, you should kiss him right on the mouth.
You should mouth kiss him.
don't start open.
Yeah, yeah. But work your way there.
But what you,
Yeah.
you're right, you can get
Yeah.
there.
He'll love it.
Yeah. Let's see. B-Boy Dave 55
B-Boy Dave 55.
just writes, why is Chris so in love with Layla?
Oh, that's Dave with the red truck that
Yeah,
we did.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He knows why I'm so in love with that dog. Come on, look at her. She's adorable. She's with me 24/7.
I was
Man.
going to say, it's your sidekick.
She's my sidekick.
Yeah.
We've been buddies since she was 7 weeks old.
Yep.
So she's been in my life forever. That's that dog sleeps in my bed with me. She's
Just
anything. She's
always at the shop.
always with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's a perfect shop dog.
Shouts to Dave as well. Shouts to the Lobster Trap.
Oh man, their food's unbelievable.
It's crazy.
If you ever get a chance and you're in the Cape and you want the best seafood, go to the Lobster Trap. That's all I gotta say.
Where is it? In the Cape?
It's in Bourne.
Okay.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. Go over the bridge at the Rotary. Stay right.
Take a right.
Yep.
And just follow the road down on Shore Road. You'll find it down on the right.
Yep. It's awesome.
Shouts.
Nicholas Pedro.
Nicholas Pedro.
Oh, Nick.
At Chris, how did you get so damn handsome?
Well, Nick. I don't know. You should probably call my mom. I'll give you her number. She can give you all the information.
She'll explain how
She
everything.
gives me all my style advice.
Yeah.
I think the shirt help.
Oh, you like
Yeah,
that?
sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Great,
that helped.
great shirt.
Original.
That OG revival shirt.
is.
Yeah, that's an old one.
You know, it's funny. That's why I wore mine today too. Trey.e39.
Trey E39.
He just writes, I've been hearing time for a video in my sleep at night.
Oh,
And
we didn't do
you're-
time for video
I'm
today. We'll
sorry.
have to do
No.
it next week.
Yeah. We'll bring it
Yeah,
back.
I've been pretty low on time for videos.
Uh,
this week, but next week we're going
He
full
writes,
segment.
any cure? No, there's no cure for that. You
No,
just- it's always
no, there
there.
is. Come to the full video night here.
Movie
next
night.
month. Yeah.
That's what.
Let
Actually,
me give you some popcorn.
we're,
Quick and angry.
we're gonna
Japanese town slides.
pull the wool over everybody's eyes. It's just 2.5 hours of time for a video on loop. Beefy Clutch. What's your opinion on naming cars, especially people names? I don't get it. He writes.
I think it's bad luck.
Oh man, that's a tough question. Yeah, man, that's a. I'm gonna leave that to like a customer opinion rather than
Yeah.
mine because
Yeah.
personally, I don't name anything.
Yeah.
I just never. I mean, I named one of my trucks Square Pants because it was a square body,
Yeah,
and not like I was like promoting that name and putting stickers everywhere. It's just something we laughed at.
a reference
It
for that
It
vehicle.
wasn't like a sticker that we put on it, but
Yeah.
some vehicles take on an identity that you kind of almost need a name for. There's a reason behind the build, like Dave's Blue Impala that I refer back to.
Yeah.
He calls it the Ice Cream Cruiser because he wanted to build that thing to take the family for ice cream. And
literally
that's
right.
what he does.
Right.
So they're kind of, I'd say, customer specific. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, and that I get versus somebody naming their car like Tom.
Yeah, like, hey, this.
Yeah, we're gonna go hop into Tom.
Just name
Yes,
dog
yes,
names.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Some
I
people
know.
have it stuck in their head like they have to name something, and you
Yeah.
don't.
Right.
Maybe let the car tell a story.
Let it be natural.
Yes.
I much prefer natural stuff versus forced. Yeah.
Don't force a name, please.
Let's go hop in, Jackson. What?
Yeah, and
what
go
do you
for-
mean?
go
Who,
for a
who the
ride.
fuck
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Jackson?
Yeah, who wants to do that?
Let's see. Trey E39 again.
Trey 39.
He just writes, Chuck, sell the F10 and get an E39, be a man.
I sold the F10.
Yeah, that's already
I
gone.
got it. I was a total man. Bought an X3. I'd love to have an E39. I've talked about getting one for like a summer daily. I don't like the idea of dailying a car that old because I go snowboarding so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah,
Not because I'm afraid to drive in the snow, but because I don't want to wreck the car, which it will obviously do. So
right. The
that's
potential.
why I lease this thing in hopes that when a year doesn't suck as bad as last year business-wise, I can get something like an E39.
Pocket full of sunshine.
Pocket full of sunshine.
Did you see the E39 prices right now?
I didn't even bother.
It's not. It's
Yeah, everything's up. It's called
it's
inflation.
absurd. Pocket full of sunshine.
Pocket.
What
full
car
sunshine.
has the coolest pop-out rear windows? Answer: you are all correct. They are all the coolest.
That's true.
Pop-out rear
Nice.
window?
Yeah, like your E30 M3.
Yeah,
The-
like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like the Mark II ones.
Toby's pop-outs on his car.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Yeah.
Happish or Happish or whatever you want to call them.
Is that some kind of a slur?
Oh, the brand.
No, it's the brand.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
It's gonna make some.
Yeah, some.
It means a man with a mustache
Yeah.
in Lithuania.
Let's see. 58_Chevy_Viking.
58 Chevy Viking.
Let's see. He just writes. Chris said he has been working on a new custom Chevelle seat that will change the game.
You know what's funny? My friend Marissa asked the same question, and she wanted to know what size is this seat going to be for Lars with the mullet. This kid's got a crazy mullet.
You got a photo?
We like him
Hey,
already.
Before I even
Yeah, Lars
before I
sounds
even
like the
tell you
man.
about this, but
I love some head lettuce.
STLB, short top, long back, hockey man haircut.
so actually he asked me about this question while I was eating dinner, and we decided to come up with a special seat for Lars, which I can't show you guys right now, but I'll show
That's
you.
all right.
when this is
Okay.
over. So this is Lars.
Lars is a wonderful human being.
Oh yeah.
Great
Yeah.
man.
my kinda guy.
Can people see him? Like
Yeah,
this?
yeah,
No.
yeah. You
Yeah,
can- you
actually,
can-
yeah, they can. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
He's got a big belly and a big mullet.
You
Yeah.
gotta let it breathe.
Yeah. So
Let
we're
that
gonna
love
we're gonna
flow.
give him one of those big 16-inch
Oh,
seats.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seat made for a king. Let's put it that way.
He's gonna be the king driving with this seat. I'll tell you that much.
Let's see. Sam Joey,
Sam Joey.
what is the most attention to detail item you've personally seen in a build? Anything,
Just
Chris?
ask
I was just gonna say
Cerce, please.
anything,
know,
Chris.
That's a
does.
tough question, man.
The Chevy motor you took to make it look like a Ford.
Right. That's
That you
that's
just explained to us. I just looked at it on Instagram because
Pretty
you know how
well.
many times I scrolled. I've seen it, and
Yeah,
how many
well-
times it's been posted. But now that you've explained the whole thing to me,
You kind of
I'm
understand.
going back and I'm like zooming in, and it's like,
Yeah, you're looking at
okay,
it.
I get it now.
right. The fact that's the stuff I love that you don't even know
Yeah.
it's there.
So that's
Or-
the fun part is making things look like they should have been like that all the time, and
Yeah.
they don't. Like when
Yeah.
you cut door mounts and body mounts and fender mounts off to laser level a truck absolutely perfect and remake all the mounting points so that there's no shims on a vehicle and there's no gaps are perfect and bumpers like we'll spend a week on a bumper making it perfect with a perfect 3/16 gap all the way around. take a bumper that was 6 pieces, make it 1, shorten it, narrow it, flip it, whatever you got to do. Like and when you re-chrome them and they kind of look like they're hanging off, and it looks factory at a first glance, but when you really look at it, like that thing fits a little tighter than it should.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, that's kind of that witchcraft where you're fooling people. You're fooling like the 95% of people that are gonna
It's
walk
right
into
in
the
their
vehicle.
face, but you're still.
You can't see it.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
see it.
Is there a, not sidetrack here, but is there a car or truck that you guys, kick the shit out of you, if you will, in the fabrication mock-up stages before it even got to primer, sanding, all that sort, just the building, and like you said, take that extra time to make everything fit?
Oh, there's a lot of them, like especially the 69 GTO that we're doing right now. It was
Yep.
a total basket case. It sat outside for 15 years. There was like 150 mice that lived in it. And this thing was just rotted to the core. The only thing we saved was like the shell of
Yep.
the car. And the roof actually rotted, so we had to fix all that. But that's been a major project. So it's kind of been kicking our ass too. Like the floor from the firewall to the trunk, the tail panel, almost every bit of the metal on this thing is new. It's a major challenge. And
Right,
we're only half done with metal work. We've been working on this thing for like over 6 months.
That's what I was curious if it's just
Oh,
how
a ton of time.
time-wise.
We took a little bit of a break on it because it gets a little monotonous working on the same thing every day.
Right.
So it's nice to jump around and have that flexibility where it's like, obviously these guys don't have to drive their car next week. So we do have that flexibility of
Yep.
still making progress, but let's take a little bit of time off, reset the focus, and come back at it.
And everybody in the shop currently, do they all jump around on different things?
Everybody, we all jump around.
You
Yep.
kind of set the tone for the week and go, all right, here's
We
what
have
we're gonna
goals for the week.
Yeah.
You know, not like they're never set in stone because you always run into something
Something,
you
yeah.
can't get. You have to stop. Now you got to think. So on a Monday, I'm thinking for Friday, what could happen if Wednesday we don't have what we need? Then we're going to hop on something else and finish the week out.
do. Yep. Yep.
That's a tough balance.
But it keeps it.
But we do
Fresh
so
as
many.
well.
We do so many at once that it's easy to jump around. So if we
Yep.
run out of something for one day, it's boom, hop on the next one.
Right. It's not, you're not having people sitting there twiddling their thumbs.
No,
Just
just
always. Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
We never stop. We don't take many breaks. We take a break for lunch. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Positive, yardage.
Oh
Doesn't-
yeah, and like you got to
just try. Yeah.
create a comfortable atmosphere too, so that we're all happy. Like coffee machine, AC, like you need anything, just get it. It's
Right.
It's
right.
not your typical work day.
No. Again, you're not producing your typical
Typical product,
car stuff. Yeah. Let's see. PBS Munt.
PBS month.
PBS Munt. Who's your favorite chassis manufacturer, and how many gas station hot dogs do you eat in a week?
Oh, that's a tough question.
I feel as if that's a bit insider
not that many.
information.
PB Smunt, this guy's got the grossest looking mustache you've ever seen. Good guy though, really good guy. As far as favorite chassis manufacturer, man, I'll be 100% honest. We work with like 3 or 4 of them, and I love them all for different reasons. And that's a question we get all the time. Why do you use different people? Because I think everybody's great at certain things. And as far as a favorite, I have favorite people, and I have favorite attributes about certain chassis, but I really couldn't even answer that question.
Right.
But let's get back to that hot dog.
Yeah.
I'll probably mow down about 2 of those gas station hot dogs and before I want to throw up. So me and Phil were stuck on a back road with Dave and Chris, and we stopped at a gas station to get some fuel and starving. We were late for lunch. We were on that road trip with Barrett Jackson.
Yeah.
Really cool guys. And me and Dave were freaking starving. And I mean, I don't turn down food if I'm starving. So the only thing we could eat was fucking gas station hot dogs. Anyway, the first bite in, I was disgusted.
Yeah.
But we made the best of it. We chugged through it. And some lady that we met at the gas station thought Phil was a celebrity from some soap opera because he looks like a handsome boy. He's all dolled up. You know what I mean? He's super fancy looking. And she actually went in her car and put on makeup to come out and take pictures with him because she thought he looked like this guy from soap opera.
Oh my god.
Funniest thing.
Winning.
I'll find the picture and show you guys.
What state was that in?
I don't know where the hell we were. I think we were in South Carolina. Actually, from the look of the town and the people, we were in South Carolina.
There you go.
No offense, guys, down there. But
Yeah.
I was just curious,
Limited
how to feel
teeth.
it was going south.
Limited teeth.
if it got
Pretty
dark
sad
down
tooth.
there, then one of the cars probably would have been disappearing, and not a good thing.
Yeah. Let's see. Slow Mark 6 GLI.
So Mark 6.
If you had to choose between pizza or tacos, what would it be?
tacos.
Pizza.
Depends on where they're from.
That's a good point. Generally speaking, though, I'm in the pizza camp.
I'd have to go pizza.
Yeah,
Wow.
pizza, man.
Yeah.
All day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, it's hard to hear.
Yeah, pizza camp for me.
I like pizza a lot, but tacos, dude, tough.
The Swoops. Shouts to the
Swoops.
Swoops.
Shouts to another incredible fabricator.
With how much work you have, how hard is it to say no to new work?
Right now, it's actually been really easy. It's been my favorite word. No, I can't do it. No, no, no. Because it just ends the conversation fast and lets them know where you're at. And
Right,
you're-
doesn't-
with your schedule.
Yeah.
I want to say yes to everybody, but you can't because you have those, those customers that you gave your time to already, and they are important.
Yeah.
So we don't take on new work until they complete something.
Yep.
If you spend much time on Instagram, I would check out his page.
I already follow him. He's an
Oh,
amazing fabricator.
Incredible. Oh
Yeah.
my god. He posts stuff all the time. My favorite thing he does is he'll put up a story of like 30 different things, and it's every single step the whole way through.
I like that about him. He's
And
really
I watch
thorough.
it like jaw on the ground, and I'm just like, you're an absolute legend. Like I have no
Yes,
idea how you
yes,
do
that
this.
stuff's
Like everything he
ridiculous.
does is incredible.
Yeah, he's a very good fabricator.
He made some parts for me
no
for
kidding.
the car out there.
Yep.
So I'm super excited. I'm just like, okay, well, like,
What else can we make?
yeah, what else can we do?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Talented guy.
Yeah, he's talented, super friendly. Josh made a really cool video with him. His car is
About-
super cool.
yeah, almost, probably almost a year ago. A little over a year
That's a
ago.
little more.
Because it was right before, the world took a shit.
Sure did.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It
Yeah.
shit on us pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
I've got one last question of my own.
Yeah, what you got?
You alluded to earlier having one of the hardest times in your life finding a part. What was it?
The computer? Oh no, the chassis for the Chevelle.
Oh, was that what it
Actually,
was? Okay.
Yeah, the Viking guy that had sent a message, the
Yeah.
chubby kid with a mullet. his dad actually had one,
Yeah.
and that's why I was like, whoa,
Just hanging around.
we had to repair something on his car, and he had a custom roadster shop chassis, and a beautiful friggin' car, beautiful
Yeah.
chassis, and the car rode great. It had a little issue with the shock adjustment, big goofy tires under the back of it, and I had just thought, hey, maybe this guy has that original chassis left under the car. And he did. So that's why that phone call was so quick to the mullet guy's father, and he just hooked it up.
The
That's
mullet guy's
awesome.
father.
Super
Yeah.
shouts to the mullet guy and his dad.
Yeah, he's
For
got the
coming through.
meanest looking mullet you've ever seen.
Yeah.
He wears those goofy Pit Viper sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably never got laid in his life, but I mean, he tries so hard.
He really plays the part.
Yeah.
He plays.
Yeah.
He plays
He
it.
brings it.
That's
He
good.
acts like he does, but that's a big no.
Well, Chris, thank you very much for hanging out. We are, I'm sure, going to be in touch. Check back in with you in some time.
Absolutely.
Probably get together, shoot some photos, do something.
Yeah, I think we're overdue for a photo shoot.
Yeah, for sure. And it'd even be good to just come, hang at the shop for a day, something
Yeah.
like that.
We're going to have a little Cars and Coffee event in September.
Perfect.
The date hasn't been released yet. I'm kind of
Yep.
just seeing how that summer plays.
Yep.
And
yeah.
we'll probably do like a Sunday morning again or something,
Truthfully,
perfect.
we were waiting for things to kind of open, but we had
That's
we
the
still
thing.
have a bunch of stuff that we're going to plan. But that's why it's like, oh shit, all right, now's the
Awesome.
time. Let's make it happen.
And I'll
So-
talk to you more before that so we can kind of set something up if you want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
bring the
for
guys
sure.
down again.
Yep. No, that'd be awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
Um,
that last event was big, man.
No, it was
That's a lot
great.
of
It was
fun.
great.
I thought 50 cars were going to show up and like 300 showed up.
It was crazy. Yeah, we filled the lot
Filled it.
quite quickly,
Yep.
actually, and it was good because there's so much variation of so much different stuff.
Yes, exactly.
Even had a couple Subarus there. I don't know why, but they
Right?
were there.
Yeah.
Just
So
having a breakdown in that
Yeah.
parking lot.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Ran out of granola.
Yeah.
There was a vape shop nearby. Thank you very much for coming to hang out.
Thank you for having me, guys. I
Yeah.
appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much for your time.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. As always, you can visit our website, revivalmotoring.com. Again, that's where you can buy tickets for our movie night coming up. Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Thank you guys for listening.
That's not the button I
Whoa.
want. That's the button I want.
Money shot.
Hit the wrong
Thanks for
one.
listening. Talk
Thanks
to
for
you next
listening.
week.
We'll catch back up.
Thank you, Chris.
See
Thanks,
ya.
guys. Appreciate it.
Awesome, man.